https://discord.gg/flat-earth. Welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord channel. Be sure to go to VC Chi Check and 1 to get your VC verification tags to get involved in the conversation about our Earth. Be sure to bring your verifiable Earth curvature evidence, though.
Enemy spotted.
24/7 Go Globe Evidence Fishing Part 10.
So,
Alright,
you're
so
not equipped
do you
for
know
this
what an
discussion.
elliptical orbit is?
Yes, I know what the story is. So, listen, this is how far away
Alright,
we've already
sweet.
deviated,
Now,
because you
do you
realised you
know...
couldn't provide a measurement of the curvature, which all of your arguments is assuming right now.
Alright,
That curvature that
do
you
you know
conceded you can't
what
measure.
a coincidence is?
Bro.
So do you know what a coincidence is? The definition of a coincidence?
Yeah, I know what a coincidence is.
Alright, sweet. Now, do you know... Can you tell me...
Your whole worldview is a coincidence,
why?
apparently.
Can you tell me why at every single same day of the same month of the same time that object that allegedly isn't the moon goes to that location?
Well,
And
you claimed it was the
allegedly,
moon, you just didn't provide any evidence for it.
and is coincidentally in the same path of the moon.
Yeah, it's not coincidence, it's because they're on a set path and they move in repeated patterns. The reason that happens is because we are not on a spinning ball, spinning, tilting, and wobbling and hurtling billions of miles an hour through a vacuum.
It's because
That's
the
why the
moon is
luminaries...
always...
Could you explain why the luminaries, the sun, the moon, and the stars, always repeat in the same patterns and don't move out of their constellations if we're on a ball that's hurtling billions of miles every day, every year? Why are they not moving and changing?
The reason we can't see them moving and changing is because they're very far away from us, and we're spinning. That's why they look like that they are moving and changing.
Right, so how do you know that you're
However, if
spinning?
you look at, for example, videos of
That's another
ISS,
claim. That's another claim, though. You said we're moving and spinning. That's a claim. Who measured that? You couldn't find the curvature measurement. Who measured the moving measurement? Who did that?
You want... Okay, give me a moment.
So you speak very confidently about these claims that you don't actually know the evidence
do you know
for until
what
you
the
Google them
movement of
afterwards.
pendulums is?
Do I know what a pendulum is?
The movement of pendulums.
A pendulum and its movement?
Yes.
Yes.
We have used the movement of pendulums to provide evidence that the Earth
So this is
rotating.
Foucault's pendulum. I can tell you about this if you'd like.
Are
Since
you going
don't
to
know.
keep interrupting me? Are
Well,
the
it's
mods
because
ever
you're
going to
saying the
mute this
same
guy?
thing that we already know. It's Foucault's pendulum, yeah? So you're claiming that the Earth is moving under a
I'm not saying
pendulum.
the
Is
same
that
thing.
correct? Yeah, you
If
are.
I
It's
could
Foucault.
finish
Is
what
it
I'm
Foucault's
saying
pendulum?
before you start assuming what I say.
Is it Foucault's pendulum?
Say again?
Is it Foucault's pendulum? Foucault pendulum?
Pendulums. Scientists use the movement of pendulums to provide evidence that the Earth is rotating. A
Can't even
pendulum is a
answer.
weight hanging from a fixed point that it can swing freely back and forth. When you move the base of the pendulum, the weight continues to travel in the same path.
So you move a pendulum, okay. When are we getting to Earth moving? Is Earth rotating underneath the pendulum? Is that what you're saying?
Alright, look, the most direct evidence of a daily rotation is via Foucault pendulum, which swings in the same plane as
This
Earth
is what I
rotates.
said, was it not? So how do I know what you're going to say before you say it? Because we know this. We've already researched this. You're trying to argue something you've never even heard about.
So you're just going to constantly ask me questions, but you're not going to defend any of
Yes,
yours?
I'm going to expose your ignorance so that hopefully it quizzes on you that you should,
Why do
instead
you
of trying
refuse
to
to
debate,
explain
you should
anything?
ask.
You're just coming across evasive by just responding with questions to their questions.
Well, no, I'm demonstrating that they have no knowledge of their claims.
Is the fact, no, I'm not that educated as most scientists are, no.
So the measurement of the Earth moving, you're saying, is a pendulum?
Yes, that's the most direct thing we have.
So are you saying that the Earth is rotating underneath the pendulum?
The pendulum's on the Earth as the Earth rotates, yes.
So are they moving together or separate from each other?
What the fuck? What? Huh?
Is the Earth rotating underneath the pendulum, or is it
Right.
stuck to the Earth?
Are you moving or are you staying completely still?
What do you mean? In general on Earth?
Like, do you feel yourself moving at all?
If I move, or if I'm in a car,
No,
or if I'm
just
moving.
sit still, sit down, sit still. Do you feel yourself moving?
No, there's no evidence of us moving.
All right, sweet. So then we can confirm that we spin with the Earth.
No,
Because
so you're saying the
unless we
confirmation of us
defy
moving
physics.
is us having no experience of moving. That's your evidence.
No, I was providing an example. You asked, what is the pendulum moving with the Earth, or is it moving separately? So I gave an example. Are you moving at all,
No,
or
we're not
are
moving.
you just sliding across the Earth
No,
for
we're
no
not
reason?
moving. So we've got no evidence for us moving, which is why I'm
Yes,
trying to figure
we
out
as
why you
humans
believe
aren't
we're
moving
moving.
because we're
So
on the
why do you
Earth.
believe?
The Earth
So why do you believe
is
we're
spinning.
moving? So why do you believe we're moving?
We're not. We're humans. We're on the planet that is moving.
What?
Right. So you think the ground is moving? Why do you think the ground is moving?
No, the ground isn't moving.
All right. Welcome to Flat Earth.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you said the globe model says that the ground is moving at millions of miles
If
an
we're
hour,
talking about the Earth as a
1,000 miles an
planet,
hour.
as that ground, then yes, the Earth
Oh,
is
so
moving.
the ground outside your house, that is moving then?
No, if we go on the ground, no, it's not moving.
Oh, so the ground isn't moving.
By itself, no.
Right. So welcome to Flat Earth.
Because the ground isn't the planet, like you're saying it is.
So the ground isn't part of what you think the Earth is.
The ground is a part of the planet, yes, but it is not the planet.
Oh, that
The
was
ground.
So the ground is moving,
The
or is
ground
it
is
moving?
the ground
Let's
is the floor of the
let's
universe.
say
Think of it
your
like that. The
house.
ground is the floor of the
No.
universe.
Okay.
Let's say
Okay.
your house,
Is
right?
the ground moving, or is it not
Is
moving?
your house at
If you're
all
sitting in the
affecting the
car
planet?
and it's driving, are you moving?
Is the ground outside moving? That was the question.
Yeah.
If we look at it from our naked eye, no.
Right. So why do you think it is moving?
So you don't see, you don't observe, you don't feel the motion.
So
of
you
the
just
Earth
said
moving.
you don't experience the ground outside moving. So why do you believe it is moving?
Is
The
it
reason
I know
we
it's painful.
believe
it's hard for you, man.
we do not feel any of this because
Yeah. So why do you believe
speeds
it?
are constant.
So why do you have to believe
Yeah. So why do you
something
believe it?
you don't experience then? What's wrong with
Because
you?
the speeds
Is
are
that common
constant.
sense? Is that
Right.
common sense?
Why are you believing that it's moving if you have no detection of it moving?
If we can't detect it, the reason we can't detect it is because the speeds are constant. When the Earth
Or it
moves,
could
Earth
be
will
could
move
it
with
be
it.
that it's not could it be that you experience it not moving because it's not moving?
Okay, can you prove that?
Well, no, I'm just saying, is that a possibility?
It could be. Can you prove it?
Okay. Well, the burden of proof isn't on me to prove it's not moving. It's on the person claiming it is moving despite having no
Yes, and
detection of
I
it.
answered with the speeds are constant, which you haven't answered
Just
with.
ask him if
What
it's
you-
moving.
Well, that's a claim, though. That's a claim, though. I'm asking. You'd have to then prove that it's moving and its
Ask him the
speeds are
question, then he
constant.
has to defend it.
So how did you
You were
prove that it's
saying, why
moving?
can't we feel it? I answered because the
Yeah.
speeds are constant.
No, I said,
That's
what
why we
makes you
can't feel the Earth
believe it?
moving.
No, I said, what makes you believe it's moving if you have no detection of it moving?
Because the sun and moon are revolving around us.
Right, but that's the sun and moon moving. We're talking about the ground moving.
Oh, and wait, no, I said that wrong. Sorry, no.
So
We can
Yeah, you said it
see
right
the
because
sun
you see the sun and moon
turning.
moving.
We can
Yeah.
see this. No, I said it wrong. Sorry,
You're
I've
tying
dyslexia.
yourself in knots.
We can see the sun moving because the Earth is spinning, unless you can find evidence that the sun is a small disk the size
You
of,
need to find
let's
the
say,
evidence that the
the
sun is
Mariana
moving.
Trench.
You
The
haven't
fact that we
provided
can
the
see the
evidence
sun,
that the sun
we
is moving,
can.
though.
All right, look up, and every few hours, if you see
Not the
Mars'
sun,
sun move
sorry,
position, that's
the
your Earth.
Earth.
There you go. Yes, the Earth is moving. If we can see the sun change positions from our point of view because the Earth is spinning. That's our proof.
Why do you believe it's moving if you don't experience it moving?
If we can't feel it moving, it's because the speeds of which the planet is spinning at are a constant.
Why are
That's
you
why we
assuming
can't
it's
feel
at speed? Why are you assuming it's at speed, though?
it. Because unless you can prove that the sun is actually the small sphere above us that
No, I'm
only
not.
puts
We're just
light in
talking
one
about what
specific
we
area.
observe. You're claiming something that you don't experience, so you need to provide evidence for that. So
We
why
can't
are you
experience
assuming it?
because the speeds are a constant. Do you know what a
No,
constant
you're
is for
assuming
speed?
a speed. Why are you assuming a speed?
Because the Earth moves at about 1,000
No, but
miles.
that's
1,000
that's a
miles per hour.
claim. I'm asking why are you assuming that claim?
What do you mean? Why am I assuming?
Why are you assuming it's at speed? What have you observed
If
that makes
it's
you
not,
think it's at speed?
if it's not at speed, then the only other thing is that the sun is moving. But we've already
No,
proved that wrong,
yes,
and you're
which
not
is
going
what
to
we
answer that.
observe, right? We just agreed we observe the sun moving and not the ground moving.
Yes, from our
Fine.
point of view, the sun is
Yeah, so
moving.
why are you assuming the opposite? That's the question.
The reason I'm assuming the opposite is because there is no evidence that the sun by itself is moving around the Earth.
No, that's you. That's exactly no. That is what you observe. You're assuming the opposite of what you observe. I'm asking why do you assume the opposite of what you observe, i.e., the sun moving?
Okay, give me a moment again.
Dear Google, why do I assume what I assume? Why do I assume the opposite of observable reality? I'm not sure, but I'm in an argument, so I need an argument.
So when are you going to answer any of the questions?
Once you have actually answered why you're assuming the opposite of
I've
what we
given you many
observe.
answers, but you're only answering
No,
those
your
to your
answer
questions.
was I assume it's moving because I assume it's a constant speed. I'm asking why are you assuming it's at any speed?
I'm assuming because that's what it is, unless you can prove otherwise.
No, you don't just get to say, no, your assumption means you don't know that it's that. You're assuming it. So you
I
can't
do
say, I
know it
assume
is
it's
that
this
because that's
because
what I was
that's what
taught.
it is. I'm asking why you assume that's what it is when you don't actually
I'm
have
not
the evidence.
assuming. I know it. I know it's that because that's what I
Okay,
was
how do you
taught.
know it's at speed?
Because I was taught that.
Oh, now we're getting to it because you were told that. You don't actually know
Taught.
that. You were told, I know we see
Taught.
the sun moving and we don't see the ground moving, but actually the ground is moving. So what evidence did they give you when they told you that?
Newton's laws and geocentric theory.
Geocentric theory. What's that?
Okay, well, let me just explain this whole thing. For a long time, the evidence was that it was much
Here
easier
we
to
go. Yeah.
calculate the future positions of astronomical
Okay.
objects using that theory as compared to exceedingly
If
complex
you
work
don't know it,
needed to
bro,
get
don't
proper
just
results
read
of
off a heap
geocentric
of shit.
theory. The fact that Newton's laws explained why the heliocentric rules of planetary motion, see Kepler, worked added to the evidence.
So it's an assumption.
I got a question. What happened with all those
You
laser
can't
experiments that they were doing
you
in the flat
can't
Earth community?
you can't
The
put
lasers
it
didn't detect
worked
any
and
curvature.
an assumption in the same sentence. That's not how it works.
How
To
does
the
the
guy who
laser
asked,
not? How did the
How
laser
is it?
detect the curvature
Hold
though?
on.
it didn't. The
Okay,
lasers hit the
Cyclone.
target on the other side of the lake, meaning that there was no
Cyclone.
curvature.
Wait, but they
Can I
did this
ask?
over a
Can I ask you a
lake? I thought they
question?
were
Yeah, they
supposed to
did
do
it
this over a
over
continent.
lakes. They've done it over lakes and all sorts, yeah.
Yeah, what was the longest distance?
Well, there's ones that go up to about 40 kilometers, I think, on a laser test. Observation, hundreds of miles. The world record Guinness photo is like 250 miles with no curvature. So try and work that out on a globe.
So you said 40 kilometers?
For a laser, yeah.
Oh, so
Like 2
you
meters
you
above
want
the
the
surface.
so like the goal was to find the observable change between 1/1000th of the Earth's circumference in the
So
model of a sphere.
it was to see if the target on the other side of the lake would be obstructed or if the laser could meet the target. It would
Yeah, but
have to
if
be
it was it
obstructed.
at 40 kilometers? Was
Yeah,
that the
and it was a
distance?
horizontal pan and there was multiple targets, the longest of which was at 40 kilometers. So if
And there
the
was no drop
curvature,
at 40 kilometers?
no, the laser hits the target.
Yeah, so there was no drop.
So there's no curvature obstruction, yes.
Okay, so I mean, if you're measuring for curvature obstruction, are you not measuring the distance between the placement from base level to the placement of the target and
Yeah, so you're
difference in
seeing if
differential?
you're seeing if the straight line of the laser can draw a line of sight to that other target, and if it does, it means that the surface has not curved down and away to obscure
Yeah, but
that.
40 kilometers is 1/1000th of the Earth's circumference.
Do you know
So
how much
what
drop
would be
is supposed to be? Do you know
what
how
would be
much
the
drop
real?
is supposed to be there?
Well, yeah, what's the drop supposed to
90 meters.
90 meters drop in 1/1000th of the curvature of the Earth.
Is that right, Quincy? Is it 90 meters? You still there, Quincy?
Sorry,
I
what?
can give you the paper. Let me give you the paper. 2 seconds.
Hey, is this the OG Flat Earth Discord?
No, this is this is the 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. If you type in flatearth.gg/flatearth.
Yeah, but was this the original one?
This was the old ODD one originally, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. Y'all really don't have a model. I couldn't get anyone to like come
A
up with a
model?
model. Yeah,
We have
like a model for
reality.
what the Earth is.
They
No,
gave
you didn't
up
have
on
a
the model
consistent.
arguments. They
Nobody
don't
in
use
that
those anymore.
Discord in the original inception of it had a consistent model that they could prove in any way, shape, or form.
What do you mean?
And then,
don't
and then
argue.
everybody asked me. They were like, you know, like,
Define-
well, how can you prove your model? I was like, but I'm not trying to disprove the model, right? I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just asking a question. And then they were like, yeah, but these laser experiments.
We don't make claims about things that can't be measured, verified, confirmed, right? Because you could make a model of anything. We could make a model of how fast Superman flies.
Yeah, but a lot of the people in the flat Earth community were trying to prove that the Earth is flat, right? And their way of doing it was with laser.
No. What they're more trying to do is
prove it's not
test
round.
whether the globe is true, right?
Okay.
So it's a falsification of the story that we've all been told as children. That doesn't mean that we're claiming a new Earth. We're just saying whatever it is observably and measurably.
So why call it flat Earth instead of not globe?
We didn't come up with the term. It's like a media term. Okay, we didn't come up with that name. It's like how the CIA came up with conspiracy theorists to try and discredit people.
Okay.
Right? They want you to think it's so stupid that you shouldn't even look into it.
Well, no, but like I did look into it, and I actually used to spend a fair bit of time in there, and I asked a lot of questions, and nobody could come up with a consistent understanding of what they think the Earth actually is.
I can tell you what generally.
There was more inconsistencies than anywhere else I've ever seen in any argument.
So everyone's obviously got their own opinions on certain things, but what is agreed is that no curvature is measured, no motion is measured, and gas pressure requires a container. So whatever this place is, it's not the globe that they've told us.
So you think it's snow globe theory, right?
No, I'm not.
Pie crust
is in totality because none of us can get that view. What it measures and observes to be is a topographical motionless plane, right?
Yeah, but do you have a model that you believe in?
Do you mean like
an observable model that you have some provable like
a
insight?
Toy? Like a plastic or wooden toy?
No, that's not what I'm saying. You fully understand what I'm asking you. You're
no, I don't. Do you mean like
question.
A globe, like a physical globe in a classroom?
So the globe model is what you're trying to disprove. What is your alternative model theory?
Technically speaking, there isn't really a globe model, right?
Well, it's an observable model that has been.
Do you mean a globe in a classroom?
Okay.
Because that's not a model.
You got to be trolling, dude. I'm asking a question. You're avoiding the question in every way, shape, or form.
I'm trying to understand what you mean by model. I'm not sure if you know what you mean by model.
Answer Cyclone's question properly.
Do you mean like a globe in a classroom as a globe model? Is that what you mean?
It's a representation.
Okay, so you mean like a representation. Small scale representation.
It's a system that you use to understand something that is on a larger scale.
Okay, well, that's not what we do with a globe. You do realize that.
No, but you're trying to disprove the globe model.
Yes, and to do that, we don't construct a small-scale model. We test the surface of the Earth for the curvature that the globe claims.
And your tests have proven that
there's no curvature.
There was no curvature. All right, on a 40 kilometer distance. I mean, can I see the math that says that it should drop 90 meters?
So it's if you type in a curve calculator or type in curve calculator to Google. I also posted the paper for these tests in the chat, the text channel to this VC, if you scroll up a bit, it's a Google Drive document.
Huh.
Right? And all the math is in there. Feel free to check it. So, talking about models and hypotheticals isn't how you understand if the globe is true. The way you understand if the globe is true is you take the globe model and you test it in reality, which is what we're doing. And it's been falsified. Which is why people are losing their minds. We're not claiming a size or shape of the entirety of the Earth. We're not replacing a story. We're simply falsifying the globe. And I know that's painful. I know that upsets a lot of people. But it is what it is. We go with reality. And if reality doesn't match the model, we don't just go, oh, well, it has to be the model because that's what they told me in school. No, we're interested in reality. So
you do know what
it
a
must be
model
something
is.
else.
So from what I'm seeing here on a Earth curve calculator, if your target is at 40 kilometers exactly, then it's able to go directly straight. I mean, what was the height of the targets?
So off memory, I believe they're about 1.5 to 2 meters. Here, I'll just post this one as well.
Now,
So this,
okay, yeah, but if H0, which is your eye height, which is your laser's height, and your target height are equal on both ends, and they're both 3 meters, which is eye height, like this is the assumption in the calculation, right? Then yeah, you're going to be able to avoid the Earth's curvature. If you want to prove the if you want to disprove the Earth's curvature, you actually have to go beyond 40 kilometers.
Nope, incorrect. And I've posted the numbers in the text channel, so you can look at that picture. It has the numbers broken out.
I mean,
if your target's 3 meters above
here's the
surface,
calculator, dude. Here's the calculator.
if you're 3
if you put
meters
eye
above
height to
surface,
3 meters and you put target distance to 40 kilometers, change the units to metric and click calculate, you'll see that both H0 and H1 are on a direct horizontal plane from each other due to the distance between.
it says target hidden
Target.
height 89.75 meters.
Wait, what?
It says target hidden height 89.75 meters.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have. That's exactly what I have.
Exactly. So if it's hidden by 89 meters, can a 3 meter target be seen?
Yeah, it can.
No, it can't because it's hidden by 86 meters.
No.
So what does hidden height mean?
You're talking about the relation on the other side for the target.
So
The
why is it called
opposite end of
hidden?
the target.
Why is it called hidden height?
Because the goal is to hit that, and it is on the opposite end of where your laser is from eyesight distance, your actual eye height.
So it's saying
It's the target. It's the other end of target distance, bro.
Yeah, so it's saying that 89 meters at the target is hidden. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It means obstruction.
Yeah.
Man. Obstructed.
So 89 meters is hidden, so not visible.
Yes, but if
your target would be visible if it was 90 plus meters high.
Then you would just see the top of it.
And then you would just see the top of it. So
can you go beyond? Can you do you own the laser? Who owns the laser? I actually offered to hook up a laser connection at one point. I have a friend who makes lasers for universities.
Why don't you do your own?
Yeah, you've got university connections. Go do it yourself.
No.
Why do you want us to do that shit?
Well, because I was offering to connect you guys with a supplier for lasers.
No, listen. You go do it yourself, and you're gonna shit your pants. Then you'll realize it's flat, and then you won't be in here being a globie.
I'm not a globie. I asked you to prove I asked you to disprove globe.
Why are you not? Why don't you believe in the globe?
I mean, I don't believe in anything. Actually, I don't know.
Believe in anything.
No, I don't know. I'm just
you don't believe in the Earth.
I want to know what the data is to prove that the globe is not the case.
Well, you just posted it. The hidden height was 89 meters, right?
89.75.
Yeah, so hidden, and yet we see it. The target is hit. So there you go. Welcome to flat Earth.
Yeah. Earth is flat.
How hard is it to understand? I
That
don't
was
get it.
easy.
The curvature of the Earth at the 3 meter
The one that
eye
isn't
height, at the 3 meter eye height. I mean, if you're 3 meters on both sides for your target, I mean,
well,
maybe
then you're hidden by 86 meters.
That's a whole lot of meters, man.
That's like a 3-story building. So, yeah, welcome to Flat Earth.
I mean, I don't feel very welcome in the way that you guys talk
I'm
about
sorry.
this.
I'm
You
welcoming.
address this completely incorrectly. If you want to bring people into like your
Hey,
movement, you got to be a little bit more open to.
You did the work. You went to the curve
No,
calculator.
you called me a globie and then just shit talked what I was saying to you. I mean, that's just not. It's not very good way to.
I know you're not a globe,
right?
We've just been through it, and you've seen that wouldn't be possible on a globe. So I know you're not a globie. So that's cool.
Well, I mean, you're assuming my belief system and understanding, right?
Well, you just said you weren't a globie.
Yeah, but I also didn't say what I was.
Well, I didn't say what you are. I just said what you're not.
No, you said welcome to Flat Earth, like you just changed my mind.
Well, when I say welcome to Flat Earth, what I mean is welcome to understanding that the Earth is not a ball.
So you have 3 choices. It's a globe, it's flat, or you're imagining it. Which is it?
I think it's imagining it. I think it's just we're just perceiving some form of fucking energy. This all just a simulation.
So Cyclone, he just melted
theory.
away into virtual reality.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we had.
But is it fair to say then that the surface of the simulation that we're measuring is not exhibiting curvature?
Possibly. I mean, that could be possible.
That's fine by me. I mean, I don't really care what you believe as long as you understand it's not a globe. And also, a simulator, I guess that means you believe in a creator then, because something had to create that simulation.
I mean, is a creator one thing, one person, many people?
Well, it just means that something made reality.
I mean, maybe we made it collectively.
So you think other humans made the Earth that you're in right now?
No, maybe we are the energy which puts into this, cosmic environment which we experience, right?
You gave up.
You just
I gave up on what?
Simulation means.
I would like to hear the evidence.
What does that mean?
What does what mean?
Hey, Dust Bunnies, your mic still sounds like you're drowning underwater.
Thank you.
You might want to fix that. I don't think we can understand you.
Yeah, we've got enough drowning in here.
Yeah.
But I just want
Hey, listen, I can't understand you. It's like
Hold on, let him try. I might be able to understand him. What's your question?
What is the evidence for flat Earth?
You experience and measure flat level.
It observes and measures flat. Water is level. Gas pressure requires a container. No one's ever measured curve. No one's ever measured motion. The luminaries move in repeating patterns every single year and don't change, which if we were hurtling billions of miles every year through a space, you'd expect to detect some motion. Everything is treated practically as using the Earth as flat and motionless. If they're like designing aircraft or missiles or anything like that requires traveling over the surface, they assume that it's flat and motionless, not a spinning ball. Pretty much everything scientific and empirical, like observation and measurement, only shows that it's a flat, motionless topographical plane.
An airplane's taking off would make it spin funny.
How does that make sense?
Pretty sure the scientific consensus is actually the opposite of everything you just said.
Okay, so what's the best evidence that it's a spinning ball then?
Oh, what is the best evidence? Oh, I'm not making the positive claim. I'm saying what the consensus.
Okay, so you're not claiming that it's a ball.
I'm not making any claim. I'm asking what the evidence for flat Earth is, and you said.
Well, there's no evidence that it's a ball.
Cyclone, are you able to understand anything Dust Bunny's saying?
Yeah, I can understand him. I speak to.
Sounds like a robot underwater, bro.
So the evidence for flat Earth is there's no globe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's a claim, right?
Yeah.
So you made you made a proposition, and the proposition can either be true or false. Now you're saying there is no globe, so that's a declaration rather than a proposition.
No, it's a highlighting of a lack of evidence for a globe. If you disagree with that, feel free to present it. But when I asked you, you tucked and said, I don't want to try and present argument for the globe.
Oh,
so that's fine. We can just dismiss it. If the claim doesn't have evidence, it can just be dismissed.
I need evidence.
That's fine. Just turn off the voice changer. It's actually inaudible. We can't understand what you say. Right. Underwater though, like it's wild.
Dope. So, I just need evidence of your claim that the Earth is flat.
Well, our claim really is that the Earth is not a ball.
Our evidence is your lack of evidence.
That's a declaration. That's not evidence, right? I could just as easily say the Earth is a ball, right?
Our evidence is your lack of globe evidence.
That's not how evidence works.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. If you make the positive claim that the Earth is a ball that's spinning and moving, you need to provide evidence.
Sure, I will make... Right, I can make that evidence, or claim, and provide evidence for that claim. Sure.
Okay, so what's the evidence?
But we got to start with your claim first, right?
No, our claim is just an observation. We observe a flat horizon and a motionless surface, so we accept that. If you claim it's something different, you'll need to provide evidence for it. If not, we just go with what we can experience.
What about the angle of recording? From laser beam source, right? From light source. What was the angle of recording here? That's not actually stated.
They had like some auto level that they made so that it was like using, I don't know, GPS and something else to level the actual laser, and a bubble level, I guess, spirit level.
Air pressure, do you know what that was?
Sorry?
Air pressure said that he had the laser. He was the laser operator or owner or something?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was posting about the FE Core laser test, but there's a bunch, right? So if you join the server 24/7 Flat Earth Discord and you scroll down to the channel laser tests, you'll find a heap of them.
I know. I was there when you guys were sourcing lasers. I offered my source.
Okay, so then you already know.
I've been in there. Nobody had anything of value to say until these laser tests were, I don't know, I guess this is the sword that you use to fight your battle, but
this is one of many. I mean, we could use another sword, like, could you show us gas pressure without a container?
Well, I would start with the historical evidence, okay? So...
We've already done all that. Eratosthenes, Aristarchus, it's all assumptions of a globe, no measurements of curvature or motion, so...
But we can skip through. Aristotle.
Huh?
What? Okay.
What?
Aristotle obtained
didn't measure anything
after traveling. But no, Aristotle did measure things.
What did he measure?
Okay, so Aristotle, before, philosophy was about studying the stars, right? So people would look up at the sky and say, this is, what this means, okay?
So they just make claims about the sky. No, we're asking about measurements of curvature.
Hey, why are people muted in here? What's up with that?
I have no idea.
Why was New Zealand guy muted? Like, what are the reasons for these mutes?
Empirical evidence after traveling to Egypt and seeing new constellation of stars, right? So when Aristotle went to a different part of the world other than where he's from, he saw different constellations.
Right. What does that measure? That's not a measurement of curvature or motion.
Yeah, he said something about measuring on a trip. He looked at the sky, and that's a measurement?
Yes, actually.
Well, no,
because if the Earth was
you don't look at
the Earth
star and see numbers pop up in the distance. That's not how that works.
But no,
I'm driving to Detroit right now. This will be a fun call.
Right. So if you're looking at something flat, right? Like if you're standing from somewhere flat and you look straight up, and the sun is at like a perfectly above you, right?
Does that tell you how far away it is?
In a different, you would see the sun in a different position,
How does that tell you how far away
Regardless of how far it is.
How does that tell you how far away it is?
How far away it is. We're talking about perspective. It doesn't matter how far.
Well, you're talking about measuring distances, so yes, you were supposed to talk about distances.
No, I'm specifically talking about the position relative to where your perspective.
But you said we had a measurement. What's the measurement?
No, we're talking about the historical evidence of
So
Aristotle.
So you don't have a measurement.
Well, we have to start with history, and
no, you don't. Just go skip to the measurement, please.
What? Why would you
skip to the measurement that verifies your claim, or whatever you're claiming?
Well,
see, this guy already knows, because if you've had the conversation before, you already know that as a globe believer, you don't want to be making claims about the globe because you know you can't prove any of it, which is why he's came in saying, I'm not claiming the globe, even though he's trying to argue for a globe.
I'm trying to argue the opposite. I'm trying to say let's prove that it's not
you,
a
this
globe.
guy. Well, it's already. I mean,
I'm explicitly claiming a positive globe. Yes.
You can't disprove something that's never been proven.
What?
Do you understand? The globe having never been proven means that there's no onus on anyone to disprove it.
We have, right? Like, you're saying it's never been proven, but I'm saying there's historical as well as scientific reasons.
Oh my God.
Which measurement?
Becky, look at her butt.
Which measurement proved the globe? Please tell us.
Okay, so according to Aristotle, right?
He didn't measure anything.
You look at something.
He looked at something.
I can't find a single 40-kilometer test.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute one of you. You're not. If you're just gonna talk about something else while he's talking to him.
Everybody posted the test. Scroll up in the text chat of the VC.
My bad, G.
Go through the slides, man. Everything is there. Stop interrupting.
So, listen, again, this is just what we dealt with the last guy who's going to Google what ancient Greek does it say use sticks, or Aristotle looking at boats, or the stars. None of this is a measurement of curvature or motion. You are being fooled by stories and claims. These are all assumptions. We're not interested in the assumption. We're interested in you claim a lake curves, drops over distance. Where is that measured ever? By who? By what method? Tell us. Show us. It's 2023. This is supposed to be so obvious. Why has it never been measured?
Sorry? What?
Fuck it.
That's not.
They always act fucking stupid, don't they?
Yeah. Very clear what I just said.
Why would you need to measure that in order?
Why would I need to prove my claim?
To
okay, you don't
fly
need to
a
measure it, but then it can be
around the
dismissed.
planet. You need that to fly a rocket with orbital mechanics. That's why you need it.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't find.
Since you don't have it, since you don't have that, then you don't have rockets flying around the planet, do you?
I can't find this thing you're claiming is in the chat. There's a lot of links. I don't see them. I don't see what you're talking about. Where's this test? 40 miles, 40 kilometers, whatever. I'm looking for it.
Right.
It's moving quick as well, so it's fucking me up.
If we're just talking about pure observation, what about a lunar eclipse? Right?
My God.
Uh-oh.
Is this the same guy as an hour ago, just changed his voice or something?
Probably.
No, I have no idea who you're referring to.
Okay, what about a lunar eclipse? How is that a measurement of the globe?
Okay, you have to look at the sun's position relative to the Earth and relative to the moon.
I see the sun in the sky.
Earth was flat. Okay, so if the Earth was flat, right, the sun
like
would
we observe
project the Earth's shadow as a disk or some kind of flat object, but it does not project the Earth.
Holy crap! You need to be taken back to. You need to be taken back a step. You think that we're floating, a disk floating in space?
But also, he said a solar eclipse, right? So how is he talking about a shadow?
No, lunar eclipse. He said.
Oh, he's talking about a lunar eclipse.
Yeah, that's even better.
Okay.
All you need is one eclipse. I'm driving, otherwise I'd be posting
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
all right. So have you heard about the Selenelian eclipse?
See if I can post it. One sec.
To the guy who was just talking about eclipses. Do you know what a Selenelian eclipse is?
Nope. Go ahead.
So a Selenelian eclipse is a type of lunar eclipse that occurs when both the sun and the moon are visible above the horizon. Okay, you understand that?
Okay.
I posted the image
So
as well.
picture it. You're standing on the Earth. You see the sun and the moon, and the moon starts to eclipse from the top down. Okay? It's being posted in the chat.
Okay.
You can see
Right.
the image in the chat as well to visualize it better.
Now, does
Wait.
the globe
This would be
claim
round.
now does the globe claim that in order for the shadow of the Earth to cast over the moon, the sun, the Earth, and the moon must be in alignment, like a straight line? Yeah?
That would follow, yes.
So how is the eclipse occurring when both the sun and the moon are above the horizon, so not in a straight line with the Earth? Like a triangle, an inverted triangle, like a V.
This is just a partial blocking, right? This is not a totally flat line.
No. How does the
Holy
shadow of the Earth go on the top of the moon when the moon and the sun are both above the Earth?
Well, no, it would not follow that the moon and the sun are above the Earth. It would just
Well, they're visible above the
appear that
horizon.
way from your
They're visible above the horizon.
The horizon doesn't mean anything.
Oh my
It me-
God!
You could
it
have a
means
mountain, right? You could look at a mountain and
I
then
thought the
like be
sun
totally
set
deluded
behind the
above the
horizon.
horizon line.
I thought the sun set behind the horizon like a physical object. Now it's not.
Not from your perspective.
Holy
So from
shit! Do they
your
just make up
perspective,
anything?
it's
Go ahead. Keep
no.
going.
That's just how point of view works.
right.
So
So
if
just on
you're standing,
this,
for
I've just done a
example,
very crude little diagram in the chat. Are you in the chat?
I can be. Sure.
Yeah, so look in the chat. So the Earth, the sun and moon are above the Earth. How does the Earth's shadow come from the top of the moon in this arrangement?
The sun. Oh, I see. The smiley face is the moon. Okay.
Yeah. So how would the Earth's shadow
Yeah.
come
Well,
from the top?
my claim is that the moon and the sun are not in those positions during those types of eclipses.
Holy crap! Now
Where are
you're
they?
saying that that's an optical illusion. So while they were moving in the air, they magically turned into an optical illusion, and they're really not there anymore.
Oh my god.
Are you
Well,
listening to what
no,
you're
it's
saying?
just from no, it's
Yeah,
just
so
from
what you said
your
doesn't really make
perspective.
sense.
No, it's from your perspective that you would be deluded into believing that like when you're
They took
looking at a
pictures
Deluded.
of the
mountain,
sun and the
for
moon. They
example.
take pictures of them both. How is it an illusion if they're right there?
Because the perspective is wrong.
Oh my God!
Look, I just gave you a link in the. I just gave you an image in the text channel again. So it says, since it is well known that the moon must lie in the Earth's shadow for a lunar eclipse, it should be impossible to see both sun and moon at the same time. And yet, the Selenelian eclipse, that's exactly what occurs. You see both sun and the moon above the horizon at the same time, and the eclipse comes from the top down on the moon,
Not a
geometrically not
standard lunar
possible
eclipse.
with the syzygy argument, which means sun, Earth, moon all in one line. That's the globe argument, but they're in a V and the eclipse is occurring, meaning the globe argument is wrong.
No
What about
globes
a
in
standard lunar
space.
No, you're
eclipse?
Yeah. So the
No,
Selenelian
no, no
eclipse
flat. Yeah,
too.
and also no flat disks in space either. How you like that? That means nothing's in space doing that.
That's okay. This guy doesn't believe in the globe. He already said.
Oh, okay.
Do we have any globe believers in? Like people who do believe in the globe?
I believe in the globe.
Okay, why do you believe in the globe?
Oh, the scientific evidence follows.
We just
What-
showed you that it can't be happening. Now what?
What's the
What do you mean?
scientific?
I would say that's just a faulty perspective.
So the Selenelian eclipse. The Selenelian eclipse is
The,
first
the
event.
diagram is CGI.
Interesting. So, what scientific evidence is there that the Earth is a globe?
Okay. Plenty actually.
Wow.
Ooh,
Cool.
this better be
I
good.
would
Do
be
you want to just
happy.
Google it? Do you want to Google it quickly so that you know?
We got to go through the script then. You know that, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be Eratosthenes again, is it, or what will it be? Time zones? Will it be the
First,
sun?
first
Moon?
will be Eratosthenes because he likes to talk about history. Then time zones, but those are man-made because China has one and we have 5 or 6.
He might go to gravity. I feel like he might be one that likes dropping objects and saying that proves the Earth.
So if you drop something, you can hang balls in a closet. I get
Yeah.
it.
Oh boy.
Or you can jump
No,
on a trampoline.
like if we're just going purely off observation,
No,
right?
we said science.
You
You
would
said
want
science.
a photo, right? You would want a
Science.
photo
You said
from
science.
outside.
We want science.
You said science.
Yeah, well, that's the
Science.
observation,
No,
right?
an image. An image is
No.
not science.
How's an image in a
What?
science?
An unverifiable image is not science.
What do you
Science
mean
is conducted.
unverifiable?
Science
Diagram
is
is
conducted on.
non-verifiable.
So, whoa, are you saying that pictures of the moon are unverified?
No, we can take pictures of the moon. That's fine. But you're saying
I got a
Okay, and
question.
pictures of the Earth are unverified?
I got a
What-
question. What if there's no like space? Are you suggesting that there's no space and this is like we're just on like some flat?
He's
the
drilling.
heliocentric solar system that you've been told about does not exist yet.
So then why launch satellites? And why use satellite dishes? And how do they work?
So you're just changing the subject real quick from one guy to another. We're going to stick with the other one first.
Yeah, we'll get to your
And we'll
satellite.
Right.
we'll come back to you
okay, so
in a minute.
Okay, so we have literal photographs of the Earth and it being round. Now
Do
it's
you know
not
that
like
NASA admit that they're
perfectly round.
Do you know NASA admit that they're Photoshop?
Sorry.
Are you aware that NASA admit that they're Photoshop?
When you say Photoshop, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
As in, they're making.
Photo-
Are they just
Photoshop.
putting multiple pictures together, or are they changing what's in the picture?
No, as in they take data and they construct it into maps onto flat strips, and then they wrap flat strips of data around a ball in Photoshop.
It's not done in
Can you show me
Photoshop, but
Like,
I mean,
Can you show me that?
Yeah. So here's a
I literally use Photoshop
NASA.gov
professionally. That's not
link.
the way
It's okay,
Photoshop
Dust
works.
Bunnies. Calm down. We've
He just
posted.
said he uses Photoshop professionally, and that's not how it works. You don't layer with Photoshop.
Oh, very good. Well, NASA would disagree
well, no,
with
it's
you. I'm
not
afraid.
layering. It's creating a 3D
Yes, it's
object
called
using.
layering.
Take it up
No,
with NASA.
layering
No,
is
no,
completely
no.
different. It's separated images and.
Yeah, I just
masses.
told you what they did. They take strips of data, flat strips of data, and they wrap it around a ball in Photoshop.
Okay,
which
so
is
wrapping is the thing.
What is flat
Yeah,
data?
there's a big difference there.
Yeah. So
Flat
look at
data is
the
the
Layering
data they
is
take.
chat.
They
Look at the
take
chat.
pictures with
Look
a
at the chat.
plane.
So
They
it's
take
not a
pictures
photograph
with a
of the.
plane from way high up, and that they make a flat strip from all those pictures. Then they wrap those around the ball because the Earth is flat, and the only way to get it around the ball is to wrap it around the ball. You can't take a picture of the ball.
Yeah, but the claim was a photograph of the whole Earth, though. Where is it?
Yeah, we're not talking about images taken at short distance from surface.
Discover
We're talking
satellite
about,
takes pictures of the whole Earth.
Data strips are not photographs of the whole Earth. Come on.
But Discover
And-
takes pictures of the whole Earth.
How do we explain satellites? What are they for? What are they even launching them? Like, what's the deal with that?
If you type into Google pictures of satellites in space and then click images, and you'll see all of them are cartoon CGI.
What?
And who took
Yeah,
the picture?
You
Go
made
into
a
Google,
claim. Can you
No.
prove that
type
they're
in
all CGI?
satellite in space,
Oh,
satellite in
God.
space, and you'll see
Can you
all
prove
the
that they're all
cartoons.
CGI?
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, because what do they do?
Google
Send up a camera satellite to take pictures of satellites?
Yeah, who took the
I,
picture?
I'm
Look
The
here. Look here.
satellite?
Okay,
Look
so why does it
here.
look cartoony then, and not as a
So-
photograph?
So look here. I'm posting it, right? You go to Google. This is what you get.
Saludos.
Cartoons.
Those exist, yeah.
So we have cartoons. Do they prove anything about reality? No.
You can look at the raw images from Discover satellite. That
How'd
is
you
taking
verify?
Oh
how'd
my
you verify-
God, that's not what we're talking about, though.
Yeah.
pictures from
Let's
space.
Stick to this. Yeah, you can't verify any of the pictures from space because you can't go there and check.
So
Basically,
what's the point
So
of
wait,
saying they're
wait.
CGI?
Why not raise money to just send
because they
somebody up in
say
a
that they're
rocket?
Photoshop.
Why not
So we
just
just
raise
told
money
you
to send
space.
somebody
We
up in a
just told
rocket?
you. We just told you space is
It
fake,
could
and
be
you want us to go
Photoshop,
fly in a
but
rocket,
you have to
right?
prove it.
think,
Right?
You think there
because
can
now they're
exist
doing
both?
now they're doing like projects where you you pay a company, pay Virgin, you pay Tesla, you just pay them to launch like you up into space, right? So like
So
if
they're
you
not.
guys
Are
Yeah,
they?
believe,
that's
So
good.
they're going.
Just pay
So
Red
they're
Bull, they've
going to
already done it.
space. When I told you space is fake, and you want
yeah,
me to
but
go
if
to fake
space
space
is
too?
fake, if space is fake, then you will not survive, and then it'll
Yeah,
just
so
be
why would you do
confirmation.
it?
Why would you do it? Oh, dude, because you're a sacrifice. It's like being a martyr.
Oh,
If,
you
Feel
want
if
me
the
free.
to
fucking
sacrifice?
if the
Look,
thing
if
blows
you
up
guys
and
wanna
they
We don't
See
need
the
to kill
mentality they
ourselves
work
to
in.
understand that
They
gas
work.
pressure requires a
Yeah.
container.
listen, if you guys want to raise enough money to send me to fucking space, that'd be real radical.
That's okay. That's okay. We
I
can just
am down.
understand. We can
Jesus
just
Christ
understand that
almighty.
gas pressure requires a container. We don't need to kill ourselves.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll take the L.
Okay.
So going. So you want to go?
Either of us will
you
take
wanna
the
go
L
in
if
a
you
zi-
fund it. If you fund it,
Oh
It would
you
go in a
no!
fund you
zero
fund
G
the trip.
plane.
It's like 250K or some shit to go up.
No, just go in a zero G plane. It's the same exact thing.
I will personally like if you raise that type of money to send me to space, that
Okay,
I
so
will
now the Glober's
much
proof
love.
is if you pay for me to go to the place I imagine is
No, the
real,
proof is
I'll
we have
prove it.
actual
This
photographs
is
of
very
the
good
Earth,
evidence,
and
guys.
you're
You don't,
saying that
though.
they're
No,
No, they
photoshopped.
said it's Photoshop,
So,
remember?
so
Wait,
Cyclone, let me
No,
ask you
if
that
a
doesn't make.
question.
if
I
you
want to
send
ask
in,
you a
if you
question
send up
about
Dust
your.
Bunny, why can't you just claim he also CGI'd it?
I want to ask a question about his picture from space. Can you see the curve of the Earth in it?
What?
What?
Did that make sense?
No,
Not at all.
The
You
pictures he
can
you
said
see.
are
should pull over
pictures
and
from
take a nap.
space of the planet. Do you see a curve in that picture?
Yeah, you see like the texture of a globe.
So it's a round Earth, right?
Obviously, yeah.
So is that the geometric horizon?
Yeah, you'll see the horizon.
That's the geometric horizon.
I guess if you're going to be like really, really pedantic about it, there is like a thin layer of atmosphere, so you're not seeing really, really
Is that the
the.
geometric horizon that the sun peeks
I
out
explained
from?
you now why it's not.
Is that where the sun hides?
No, the sun. What the images I'm talking about, it has the sun in the behind itself all the time.
Which makes
So
sense
that's
because they don't want
so
to
that's the
damage.
geometric horizon, right? Is the ball
I told you.
is the
Did you
ball
listen
a
to the
geo-
explanation
is
I
the
told you?
ball a geometric shape?
Did you listen to the explanation I told you?
Just answer yes or no, so we can cut to the chase. Is the
No.
ball geometric shape? Okay.
He
End of the
asked you first.
conversation.
Okay. You don't care about.
Okay, so we're still waiting
So-
for the scientific evidence of the globe, because images that you're given from the government that you can't verify are not scientific evidence.
So
It's the
wait, why
only
not launch your own
verification.
satellite? Why not
Okay.
launch your own
Hold on.
satellite?
Why would we do that?
Why
Wait,
That's
wouldn't
the
you?
only thing you would
Because
prove.
we only need to measure the
Images
surface.
from
and
the
those-
government.
You don't-
So then
you don't
launch a
trust
balloon. Just launch a
anybody
balloon.
else.
Yeah, people have done that.
Okay, are you saying
Wait,
you do
how
not
high did the
trust
balloons get?
government?
About 120,000 feet.
And
Okay.
did you have a long, like the full stream of image?
You can look up Dwayne Kellum on YouTube. He's done a bunch of them. I've got some GIFs that I can show you of them. Here
They
you
were
go.
CGI though.
Dwayne Kellum.
Kellum, Kellum.
High altitude balloons. Okay. I
But see,
mean,
the issue with high altitude imagery is that with any camera, you can have barrel distortion from the lens. You can have a fisheye lens. So the horizon, depending on what type of camera is used, can bend convex, concave, flat. So the way to determine whether there's curvature is not really to send up a lens high, it's to measure point to point across the surface, which is what we're doing.
How do we do that?
Yeah, but not at long enough
So
distance.
you do
I
that
think
with
would
long
make
distance observations, laser tests, things like that.
Have
I
we
don't
done
think
that?
it's being done at
Can I
a
ask a
long enough
question?
distance. That's the issue.
Have we done?
No,
Have
you
we done
can. You
that?
can understand with the globe model. The globe model says that over 10 miles, there's a long enough distance that should be causing visible obstruction.
I have a very rudimentary question. We are looking at all these images earlier. Every time we present an image, it's claimed to be unverifiable and CGI.
Ja,
And we are
das
looking
Can
at.
you verify them?
Which one is it?
Yes.
The cartoon one?
How do
that's
you
funny.
You
know?
can verify them, yeah.
Okay, how would you, well, to
But-
verify it, you would need to go to
But
that place
have
that
you
it's claimed
sent
to
up,
be taken.
Okay,
and
so
do it
what kind of
yourself.
CGI is being
So-
To
used?
me, it seems
What
kind
is the
of
claim of the
strange
CGI?
that the opposition of the
Sorry.
United States, which is China and Russia, would report the same data in terms
Oh
of
my
observations,
God.
right?
It seems
If-
strange to you that the governments would work in cahoots to take resources from their people.
Okay,
You're very
I have a
naive.
question. With this level, you do realize that,
Why do you sound like
papers,
that,
white
bro?
papers, thousands of white papers
This
are
is what.
published by governments every single year, right? And you trust all of those.
What are you talking about? I didn't hear what you
What
just said.
government
Okay,
what government
government
papers do
funded
I trust?
research.
That's what
What
I'm saying.
government papers do I trust?
Yeah,
You're
tell
the
me
one
what
that trusts
government-funded
that.
papers we trust.
That's
Since you're
not live.
Have you
I
ever
freaking
pulled up
recorded
a
a video.
citation for? Right. Have you ever pulled up a citation for basically anything?
No.
So you
What's
don't
that have
know
to do with the
anyone
government?
here.
So wait, I should
Okay,
trust
so,
this guy Dwayne Kellum, right?
No, I didn't say you should trust anyone. I said you should go to the surface and measure it. I said you shouldn't rely on high altitude
Yeah, he
observation.
didn't say anything about that. He said, don't rely on it. Go to the surface and measure it. And you just said we should trust this guy. So
But
what
I
the
said,
fuck
why
don't
not go
you
to
understand?
space? Why not attempt to go to space?
So we should go to a place
You
that we
can't do
said
that.
doesn't
It's
exist
a lot
because
easier
it's
to
selling
go.
million
Yeah, but if
eclipse.
you're saying it
Blew it
doesn't
away.
exist, if
It's a
you're
lot
saying it
easier
doesn't
to go to
exist,
your
why not
local
attempt to
lake
go there?
than it is
Right?
to.
Like
Well, can you
some
go
people
to
say,
space,
right?
bro?
Like you can't go to Antarctica for whatever reason.
Well, can
And-
you go
and
to
it-
I'm
space,
gonna-
bro?
We're
Just
going
cut to
there
the
next
chase.
year.
I
Can
mean,
you go to space?
according to what science tells us, and
No. Like if
witnesses
you
of
tomorrow wanted
rockets,
to go and
you
prove
could.
this, could you go to space?
Technically, yeah, I think I
No,
could
you can't,
register.
you
Technically,
dipshit.
yes,
Shut
you
your
could.
mouth.
Could you?
Hey,
Okay,
wait,
well,
hold
you
up
go
with
and
the
do
ad
that.
homs, bro. That's
You
not
go
very
and do
conducive
that.
to good
Stop with
conversation
the ad
here.
hom.
We're
It's
trying to
conducive
discuss
because
things.
you have
No, it's an
illogical
imaginary
argument.
concept because you
I
can't
have
do.
no illogical argument. Do you know what you just said?
No logical argument, you twat.
You said
No.
no
You're
illogical
literally
argument.
making
Hey, stop
You're
with the
using
ad
a
hom.
double negative in ad homs because you're angry instead of actually discussing this in
guys,
science.
Why are you
chill.
using big words?
The point is,
Stop using big words. You can't go to
you
space.
can't go to space.
Bro, calm down.
Okay, go
I
to
can
space
speak
and
to
prove me
ad-homs
wrong. Go. Go to space, prove us all wrong. Go.
I mean, yeah, fund me to go to space, or
Okay,
just
so you
fund
can't go
another
to
person
space
to go to
then.
space.
So until
Oh,
you
so
can,
you can't go to space.
Yeah, I mean, under the
So future
assumption that
proof.
you
It's future proof.
under
We call
the
that
assumption
proof
that you
of
can
It'll
go
be
to
proof
space.
one day in
It's-
the distant future.
Under the assumption that you can go to space.
No, that's
all right?
not proof,
Thank you.
bro.
So then, what is space?
Right. So what you've just done
What is space?
is called an appeal to future fallacy. Look it up. So this is
Yeah,
when you
but
say,
what
I
is
don't
space?
have the proof, but in the future I might have
What
proof
is
for my claim.
space?
That means that my claim is true. That is a fallacy called appeal
But
to
Cyclone,
future.
you're doing an
But I
either-or
mean, isn't that the
fallacy.
exact
So
same
can't-
thing that the flat earthers did right before they found like that they could get the laser sourced and they ended up doing laser tests?
I'm wrong
they
now, but
believe
I'll
that-
be wrong in the
Because you
future,
can go
guys.
to a lake and you can observe a distance over a lake. That's very doable. You cannot go to space. They are not the same thing.
So what is space then? What is our observable view from
Whatever they
Earth of
whatever they
space?
tell you, what do you imagine it to be?
But it's not about my imagination.
It
It's
is about your
Yes, it
what do we
is.
think it is? What
It's
do we
about
think it
It's
is?
your imagination.
I mean,
You
I'm
only
just trying
have
to
imagination
figure
of it.
out what you think that exactly it is.
Well,
Oh, I don't think about
what is
space.
above us? What is
What
above
is
us?
above us? The
Up.
sky.
Yeah.
What is in the
Sun,
sky?
moon,
What's beyond the
stars,
sky?
clouds,
What's
birds,
wait?
airplanes.
Sorry, hold up. The sky consists of the sun and the moon, even though it's supposed to be outside of our atmosphere.
Who said that? Are you saying the moon
What are
is
you
outside
talking
of the
about?
atmosphere?
No, dude, are you listening to what I've just said?
Yeah, you said the moon and the sun are outside of our atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well you're wrong, even according to the globe model.
No, talk
Okay,
about
so
the
Google,
exosphere.
Google, is the moon
You're
in the
talking
Earth's
about
atmosphere?
you're talking about the exosphere. There is like
Yes.
Well, I said
literally
atmosphere.
you're gonna have like if you have
Right.
like one oxygen atom hitting the moon, it
So-
doesn't count as atmosphere.
So our
outside.
Earth's atmospheres, like further stretch that we supposedly have understanding of is beyond the moon. Yes, but our human atmosphere, which is like usable, breathable, obtainable, like distance in previous times to having rockets, is not quite as close to the moon, which is why we attempted to go to the moon. Right. So you're telling me that rockets are going up and going nowhere? What's up with rockets then? Like I don't
So
understand.
when you see a
down.
rocket launch, you see
Well,
them
plus all
parabolic.
things.
Yeah.
Right.
So they go up, they level out, and then they come down. Yeah.
Where do they come down? Nobody has filmed them coming down.
So they're fired over the ocean, aren't they? They go out over the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah. And where do
So-
they land?
Well,
In the
logically, if
ocean.
something goes up and does a parabolic arc, it ends
Yeah.
back on the surface. And if they're flying over the ocean, logically, the ocean is where they're ending up.
On the flat Earth,
Shouldn't
yes.
he
So
know-
where did they come
so he-
down?
Yeah,
So
the
is there
ocean.
picture evidence of the
Where?
rockets in the
Can
ocean?
you show a video where they like all of them come down?
A video
the
from
ISS.
the ocean.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
NASA
I mean,
covers.
You want a
have
video
NASA,
from
right?
the middle of the
NASA,
ocean?
are you going to
Sid?
listen?
You
Do you
have
want to know
boats,
about
right?
this? Do you want to
You
know
have
about it or
boats
not?
with cameras pointing at the sky. Can I see one of those videos?
Yeah, here you go. So look, parabolic arc. Yeah, those are the rocket launches, like a golf swing.
I
So
want
it goes
to
up
see them land.
and then it comes back down. Yeah.
I want to see them
Yeah, but
land.
can you show us a video of
Okay.
them landing?
I want
What
to
do you
see
mean?
like them coming out, like an ISS
I want
launch.
to see a
Like
HD
something that
4K video
actually
of
goes.
these videos
We
landing.
claim something that we claim goes into an orbit, like the ISS launch, and show that it
What
didn't
evidence
go.
do you have for that claim that it's going into an orbit?
Yeah, they make,
We
like,
claim.
uppercuts.
Did you understand English? I
Yeah,
said
you claim that it's going into an orbit, but all we observe
You
is it doing a
understand
parabolic
English?
arc over the ocean. Yeah.
Do you
If
understand
he
English?
just says you're gonna, do you
Wait,
understand
how is
English,
it doing a
then just mute him
parabolic
or I'm
arc
going
over the
to.
ocean?
Well, look, see in the text channel, I just posted the picture.
Yeah, but if it was doing a parabolic arc, is it
That's what
aimed
their observers
sideways
are doing.
upon launch? Is that what you're suggesting?
No. It goes up and then
Yeah.
it turns, levels out, and then comes back down. Yeah,
Okay,
that's a
but
parabolic.
if it's doing a
do you have videos of them?
parabolic arc over the ocean, does
Yeah.
that not suggest that the Earth is round?
No,
Yes,
So what
because
should it do? Go
it
square?
suggests that they
It would
are
have to
doing a
go straight
parabolic.
up. It would
It
go
goes
straight
flat.
up.
It
It
goes
would go
flat.
straight
Should it
up.
go up and make a straight line arc or a straight
No, it should go
angle?
up and hit the fucking
Like a right
ceiling of
angle, and
this
it goes up?
whatever
No.
this is, or
No.
it should just go up and get.
Well,
out
the
of
only
our
thing
view
we have
and
Why would it
evidence
need to
disappear.
go up?
all we have evidence for, all we observe of the rockets is that they go up and they come down. Yeah?
All right. So do you have videos of them landing then? Because that's assuming they land.
No,
They
I'm
don't
not.
land.
Okay,
They
are you
crash,
ready
bro.
for this? Are you
All right.
ready?
So if
you ready for
you're
What
this?
we have,
if you're
you have
not
to let me
if you're not
talk.
if you
You have to let me
I was
talk.
speaking first. I was
I
speaking
NASA
want
first.
him. I
has
want aircraft to
a
speak.
fleet of recovery ships that cover the Bermuda Triangle. That's where they pick the rockets from.
So, who do you think is lying to everyone about the Earth's shape
The
and
government.
consistency? Yeah, but who's like concocted this theory?
Whoever
of
runs the
round?
government.
Well, the history
Who runs
of
the
the globe
government?
model,
That's a good question. You think Joe Biden runs the American government?
if
Absolutely not.
you actually want to know
Okay, so who runs the government?
But I
All
don't
right.
think that's a question we need
We're
to
not
we need to
talking
answer
about
because I don't think this has to do with the president. I think this has to do with who is concocting, which is my original question. Who's concocting this?
That's a good
know,
question. I'll
round.
let you know when I find out.
Follow the money.
Where's the money
Yeah.
going?
Rothschild, Rockefeller, BlackRock,
NASA?
Vanguard. There's a whole lot of money.
Yeah, but
all
who
over.
operates all those?
Who knows? They're owned by each other. BlackRock and Vanguard own each other. The majority
So
shareholders and stuff always
if the
inside
Earth
the company.
is flat, like how come
That's
people
not
don't
true,
fall off?
but okay.
And like
It
where's
is
like
true.
the end
Go
of
on
the
Google.
like
Look at
there's
the
like
asset search of the
BlackRock
share.
owns Blackstone, the cousin corporation, and
BlackRock
Vanguard is a
is
separate
owned-
entity. They both own
no.
stake in like
each other.
around 30% of the assets under management. You're
Just like
incorrect on
Disney
that.
owns, just
The
like
biggest
Disney owns
shareholders
NASA.
of BlackRock is Vanguard and State Street, which are also majority owned by BlackRock.
Yeah, but who owns those?
Each other, they're majority
Yeah, but
shared owned by
who is operating these things? These are not autonomous, right?
They're
They don't
operated
run
by
themselves.
They're operated by a chief officer, obviously.
Who's controlling the chief officer? Who's behind?
You wanna-
Who's behind
Christ.
it all?
He's going to do
The guy
this.
the
He's
guy
going
that
to do this
runs.
I'm trying
thing
to figure
over
out.
and over
No,
again.
because
Who
he's
does
bringing
this?
up
Who
Vanguard,
backs them? Who
BlackRock,
backs
State
them?
Street.
Who
I just
backs
want
The
to.
them?
CEO
Who backs
runs
them?
what you
Go a
see.
little bit. Go a little bit higher.
I'm not
Who's
telling you
lying?
stories.
Who's lying?
I don't
about
know why you guys are hating against Vanguard. Vanguard has made me like, money. I like
No one
Vanguard.
cares about you, bro.
it? Yeah, I don't really give a
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
I don't give a shit about Vanguard making you money. They've made me money
Alright.
too. I'm not over here talking
Yeah, I
about
have
Vanguard
Vanguard
has
by
made
myself.
billions of people billions
Yeah,
of dollars. Not a big
right.
deal.
Yeah,
must mean
exactly.
the
So don't talk shit
So
about
that means
Vanguard.
the Earth is a globe, right?
With
That
all
This
means
isn't
this,
the Earth
about
is a
that.
globe, right?
with all this money you're making, you
That
can't
mean
buy
the
a
Earth is a
microphone that
globe?
works.
Okay, enough with this shit talk. It's not proving anything. Why the lie? No one's gonna ever know. Okay, stop this speculation talk here.
Yeah, let's
There you
stick
go.
to any of the evidence.
Perfect.
Have we found any of that evidence for the globe yet? Because someone said a while ago that there was
I literally have
scientific.
pictures.
I have a picture of a globe on my desk. Does that count?
No, that's a picture. We're looking for science, verifiability.
Well,
I can show
how
you
do you
on
fall off?
camera
How
if
do you
you
fall
want.
off the Earth if it's flat? Like, how do we do that? Like,
Has
You
anyone
don't.
fallen off?
yeah, prove to me that like the Earth is flat. So how do we fall? How do we jump off it?
How do we jump off
So
it?
it's not
Oh,
in
wow.
space because that's in your imagination. So how do you fall out of your imagination?
No, you made the claim that the Earth is flat. So how do you fall off of it?
Flat. It's not a
You
shape.
said it's in space.
Yeah, you can still fall off in space. You can still jump off.
It's not in space, dummy.
Space is fake.
It isn't. Okay, well, prove me wrong. So how do you jump off the Earth? Explain it to me, bro.
Prove me wrong.
You're so dumb,
you
man.
jump and
How
then
do you
prove me
jump
wrong.
off the ground?
You made the claim that it's flat, so you have to
It's
tell
not
me
a
how to
shape.
fucking
I
jump
said-
off.
No, I said
You're
flat is not a
dummy.
shape.
Yes, you did, dude. The
No.
proof of burden's on you
Hello? I
guys.
said flat is not a shape. Are you listening?
It is a shape.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
It's
You know
flat.
what shapes
Ignorant.
are?
Cool.
You know what shapes are?
Shut up.
Definitions.
Yeah, here comes the
Based.
definitions.
Hmm.
Come
Get the
on, guys.
dictionary out.
How are we? How
Look it
is it
up.
so hard for you guys to provide the scientific evidence?
You
of
still
the-
haven't told me how to jump off the Earth, bro.
Yeah, that's because it's nonsense.
No, we don't
imagination.
need scientific evidence.
But you're the one
we
making the
just,
claim, bro. So how do I jump off the Earth?
So
Explain to me.
is
Where
able-
do I go to jump off the Earth?
it's simple. It's simple. So, as you know, people from different hemispheres can see the same star constellation. This can only mean that the Earth is a sphere and not flat, because if it was flat, everybody could see the same stars.
If
There
it
you
was
go.
a sphere, then there would be
I
curvature.
brought that up with Aristotle, but they
What?
didn't believe it.
If it was a sphere, then there would be curvature of the surface.
There is.
Okay, who measured that?
There is simple. Just like
I would still like to know how to jump off the Earth.
I would
love
still
to
like
know.
to know who measured that curvature. Who was that?
You're the one making the claim it's flat, so you have to tell me how to jump off the Earth, bro.
He's making the claim that it's
All right,
curved.
then
so
you concede your argument. That's it. It's over. That's it.
This is so
yeah, you
stupid.
can keep telling yourself
That's
that.
it.
So who was
That's
I
it.
speaking to? Verb? Where's the what was the measurement for the curvature that you're assuming there?
What do you mean?
Like
It's
the
simple.
measurement of the surface curving down and
It's a
away
simple
from
question, man. I just want to fall off the Earth. You can't even tell me how to do it.
Bro, no one
Yeah,
cares.
it's
You've been repeating it for 10 minutes.
Oh.
Dude, that would be sick, man. Just like a boat, just like
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, if they can tell me how to do it, but they can't.
Yeah,
so-
bro, just keep walking in one direction. Just do that, bro.
This
All right,
is so stupid.
So no one's measured the curve. Is that what we're saying?
No.
So who measured it?
Albert Einstein, brother.
Your mom.
So no one's measured it.
Wow.
Yes,
Very
but you
incorrect
didn't.
arguments.
You didn't address my
Wow.
claim of the star
Yeah, I did.
constellations.
I did. Your claim assumed the curvature, and you said someone measured it. So I asked who measured it.
No, you didn't. You didn't adjust
Yeah,
it
you
because
said if I'm seeing the stars like this, it's
my
because
God.
the ground is curved. I said, who's measured the curve?
I said that this cannot be possible on a flat Earth because everybody will see the same sky.
So then there must
you
be
know?
curve, right?
Well, it can't be flat then. You don't
Okay,
really
so who
know.
measured that curvature for it not to be flat?
Somebody. There you go.
Somebody.
Simple.
What's the name?
Somebody
Michael
did.
Johnson.
Somebody did, but you don't know who. So you don't know that anyone measured it.
You just believe.
You don't.
I
You
just
don't know how to jump off the Earth
default
either.
to
So
nobody.
you're just as dumb as he is.
All right, you should unmute.
Who says there's an edge?
Oh
What are you
man, you
talking
globies
about?
are coping hard today. So no one's measured the curve, right?
Cope and
Silly
Seath.
globe heads.
Can we measure the curve together? While we
Yes.
hold hands?
I don't think anyone can. It doesn't sound like anyone can.
Can we hold hands and measure it together?
Would we? Well, we'd be the first in history.
I think it's very impressive. We can even kiss if you want.
We could get a Nobel Prize for being the first globe head to prove the globe. Wouldn't that be fun?
But what if we
So-
don't prove it? What if we prove it's flat?
Prove
We get a
it.
prize as well?
TV, and the government gave us a picture, so that's all right, isn't it, guys?
We like the government. They're good.
Yeah, the government just show us the TV, and that's all we need, right?
Why would the government
The
lie to
government
us?
doesn't
Come on.
lie.
Why
The
would
government doesn't lie.
lie to
The
us?
Why
government
would the
doesn't lie.
government? Why would the government
Guys,
not want us to thrive and
I
succeed? Be
hear it.
honest,
The government love us. They would never mislead us, would they?
bro. The government, they don't tax me. They give me free housing, free
Yeah,
food. Why would they lie to me?
Yeah, they do. They do. They do.
Yeah.
I'm from Europe, motherfucker. Yeah, they do.
The government would
No, they
never.
don't. You're homeless, bro. You live in a box with three walls.
Of course, the government would never lie for you, bro. The government
They
wants
gave
you
you
to
a
be
shed with 3
happy and
walls, and you're happy.
protect you
Yes.
from terrorists.
I
It
am
goes
not
and
on the
bombs-
street.
it goes and
It's
bombs all
better.
those poor countries so that those poor countries don't attack you. Of
So you
course, the
have a
government.
blanket and a cylinder that you live in. And you call it a home. Your country's lying to you, bro.
No. The government never lies. The government loves you. Remember, they gave us those pictures of the ball, Earth, spinning in space.
But why would they lie
The
about
government
the
has
Earth
never
shape?
lied to
Like,
you.
I don't
Why
understand.
would they lie
Why
about
would
the
anyone
shape of
ever
the
lie?
Earth? I don't get
People
it.
don't lie. You think NASA are lying to get 70
I
million?
gave you the
Yeah,
formula in chat
you
then.
guys are crazy.
In chat I
You think,
posted
you
a
think
link.
someone would buy for $70 million a day?
Yes, in chat
Are
I
you poor?
pasted a link on how you can measure it yourself.
Oh, measure the curvature.
The curvature.
Yeah, no one can measure the curvature.
No, you can do it. You can follow the instructions.
Okay, who did it?
You can follow the instructions and do it yourself.
What instructions? Who did it?
I'm posting the link again.
Well, who does it say did it? In that
Astro.
People who use these instructions.
Okay,
Oh,
so
so
so the guy who just posted the link, who does it say? Quote the article and say who it says measured it.
This is not an article about people who measure the curvature of the Earth.
Oh, well, that's
This is an article on how
measure
to
the curvature.
measure it.
I already know how to measure it.
So who measured it?
So
Nope.
if you measured it,
Yeah, who
then
measured it,
there's a
Globehead?
curvature, right?
So no one
Yo,
measured.
can you guys unserver mute chill? Because they're not in this voice chat anymore, therefore they shouldn't be server muted.
I don't think I've got powers to unmute. Do I, Quincy?
who's
Someone
Yes, you do.
managed to server mute people permanently, and when that shouldn't happen
Okay.
for these kind of VCs.
Yeah, this room is getting moderated, so you're not gonna speak over or tell us what to do, okay?
We're not.
1984.
If you don't
The problem
behave,
is
The only
when you
mod in
server
here
mute
is
people,
Aurora, who is different.
I
Listen.
just talked to ModMail about it, and they said you're not allowed to server mute people because that makes it so when you go into other VCs, we can't talk.
I just explained we are monitoring this VC. People
Yeah,
gonna
but you're
overlap
server
each other.
muting people. You
People
were
You're server
overlap.
muting
you're
people.
server muting people. People
We
can't
need a
talk in other
coherent-
chats if you server
we
mute
need-
people.
Okay, you
Okay,
still
then you can message and say, "Hey, I need unmuted for this channel."
No. They're talking about like you're supposed to be muted only in this room, right? But
Yes.
people are having the issue that when they leave this room, they're still muted, which means it's server mute somehow, which you're not supposed to.
Well,
be
I'm not doing that, so I don't
Well,
know.
I've already
is-
told
this
mods
is-
about it, so you're gonna
this is
get your
only this channel.
privileges removed. So.
No, he's not even supposed to have this.
What a Karen! Are
You're
all
not.
you
You're not.
globies-
You're not
It's
allowed.
probably a bug
to have
anyway. It's a bug anyway. He doesn't have a server.
Yeah, the globies are Karens. They're gonna tell on the moderators so that we
What?
can't
No,
talk.
it's a bug, dude. It's
Hey,
not even.
guess what? Guess what?
Not
They gave
muted
us
for
power to mute
asking a
you.
question
If
on
you don't want to be
what
server
happens to the
muted,
sun during the solar eclipse, and you didn't want to answer it.
That's the globe
don't
claim.
Answered
That's
all the
not what I
want
was
questions.
to be
Quiet,
really
Cat.
server
throwing down.
muted.
You didn't have an answer for it, so you
But that's
muted
not
me.
our
It's
claim. Why
crazy.
I
should we
didn't
defend
mute you.
something that's not our
Quiet.
claim? Are you
Okay, but the
stupid?
flat earthers' whole point is to disprove globe theories, right? I'm giving you a theory. Disprove it.
Yeah, well, there's no evidence for it, so it could be dismissed.
Well, no, there is though, because we
What's
track the
what's
moon.
One
the
We track
thing.
the
Hold
moon,
on, hold
and the
on,
moon's presence isn't seen
I'd
anywhere
like.
else
the
except for when
evidence?
it's in
What's
the
the
solar
I'd
evidence?
eclipse.
like to say something.
No, why does someone always jump in? Why do you always jump in when she's trying to talk? Let her talk for herself,
I
White
was
Knight.
just asking her
No,
if I could
she made
speak.
a question. What was your question? What was your evidence?
Alright, sure, but you're not her. I'm asking her a question.
No, she
Not you.
asked me a question. She was speaking to me, so why are you getting involved?
Yes,
Quiet.
and now I'm just asking her a
No, let
question
the
to see if
woman
I'm allowed
talk.
to talk.
Don't be a
Alright,
chauvinist.
hey M,
Don't be
can I have your
Machiavellian.
permission to speak in this voice chat?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Alright, so I just have a question for you,
Wow,
Simple.
what dweeb.
So if we're not able to prove the Earth is a globe, then what is it? Is it just
Not a
what is
globe.
it? Alright, so what is it?
Can be proven is that it's a topographic motionless plane. That's what you
Right,
can.
so it's just a big plane that goes in an infinite direction for miles.
Well, you'd have to measure the whole thing to know that, wouldn't you?
But if you're making a claim, right,
So,
if you're trying to
what
disprove
is
that we are a globe, then you have to have some sort of backing of what you think that the Earth actually is, right?
No,
So you think
falsification.
no, you need
Falsification is.
some type of
either or
Just
model.
quickly
fallacy, Psycho.
summarize this.
Either or
Just
fallacy,
quickly
Psycho.
summarize this principle. Falsification is independent of replacement. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah, I understand that you're a bullshit conspiracy theorist. Next.
Right. So you didn't understand what that means.
By the way,
No,
I just want to say for the people who are
So
permanently
now you
muted,
know
there's a
why you got
workaround I can
muted
help you.
before. Now you know why you got muted before,
Right.
and
well,
I'm gonna
no,
get
I
back
got
to you
muted
here in a
before
minute.
for asking you to explain to me what happens
For
to the sun
talking
during the
over
solar
people.
eclipse, and you couldn't answer me.
You're
It's your
talking over
claim.
us.
Why should we explain your claim? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Because
You
that's
should
the
be
whole
the
point
one.
of flat
Then
earthers.
You
You're
should
trying to
be the
disprove.
one.
You're trying to disprove theories of the globe.
Yeah,
No,
which we do
that's
with
what you're
measurement
trying
of
to
the
do.
surface.
So
The surface
explain,
measures
disprove
flat.
that theory.
I
Like,
have one more question. If
You're
you'd be
fucking
obliged to
dense.
answer.
Holy shit. If
I
you
have one
make a
more question.
claim,
If
you
you'd be
provide the
obliged to
fucking
answer.
evidence, okay?
Yeah, sure. If it's a good question.
All right. So this is unrelated to the current topic, but going back to the area where President Z was talking about space, if I just want to verify something, if you don't think space is there, or I might have misunderstood, what is there aside from space, or is there nothing?
Speculation's nice.
Yeah, that's
Go.
speculation.
I'm not speculating. I'm just asking a question.
No.
What's the
We're saying what
speculation?
we would tell you would be speculation because we can't travel beyond the sky.
All right. So have you tried?
What do you mean? How would we try?
Well,
Yeah, I flapped my
is
wings today and I couldn't go anywhere.
a simple rocket launch costs roughly
Flap my
$200,000, $250,000.
Oh yeah.
If I were to get into contact with a few people to launch a rocket into the exosphere, as well as
Yep.
giving you the access to a computer which has the camera in it, and if you want, you
Oh,
can
I don't
check out
need a
the camera.
computer.
Okay.
Would
When are you
you
going to do
would
that?
would you like to do the launch yourself?
Yeah, if you can set it up, let us know.
All right,
Yep.
and one more thing before I leave. If you are saying that it's only speculation, but you can't say that there's nothing there, and your only argument is, well, it's speculation. Well, we can't prove
No,
it.
that's not the
Well,
only argument, right? So the argument is that you can't have gas pressure sitting adjacent to a vacuum without equalization occurring. There has to be a physical separation between the two. So we know that there's not a vacuum beyond the sky because that's not possible.
well, then why can we still breathe oxygen?
Gas pressure.
Well, how do you have gas pressure? It's because the gas is pressing off of a container. Yeah?
Yeah, that's what the atmosphere is for.
No, that is the gas.
The atmosphere itself isn't the gas. The atmosphere is what's keeping the gas in.
What?
So what is the
Because I'd
atmosphere?
also
Holy shit.
comment on one thing. You said.
No, you just.
What did you say about
Atmos
gases
means
before?
air.
You try and look away from what you just
You can
said.
only
The
put gas in
atmo
containers.
is the gas that needs contained. You've heard of the term atmospheric pressure, yes?
Yes.
So that's because the atmo has a pressure, meaning it is pressing on a container. Yes?
Can I please?
No,
Yes,
you can't. No, you can't.
and
This
on
guy's in the middle
paper,
of.
then yeah.
I actually really can.
So we have atmospheric pressure, meaning that the atmo, the gas.
Don't do that again. If you do that
pressing
again, I'll eject you from the room.
container.
Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Listen, whoever's modding this room, I need you to stop muting people, please. The reason I need you to stop muting people is because the bot is broken and it's not unmuting people when they leave the fucking room. Please do not mute people in this room. Do you understand?
Okay,
Thank you.
that's fine. That's fine.
Tell
But how are we
them not
supposed
to
to
leave if
control
they
the
get muted.
conversation if they're just over talking everyone?
It's going to be a real problem, but don't mute people.
Right.
You can just mute them locally if it's that bad.
Right. Okay. Well, then everyone in the room needs to listen.
As soon as the
take
yeah,
it.
no, I understand. I apologize for the bot being broken. As soon as the bot's back online, I'll come back in and let you know.
No, we appreciate that. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. We didn't know that.
Yeah, we weren't aware of that,
Guys,
so
y'all better
apologies.
behave, guys. Put your
That's
good
what I was trying to
headphones
tell you guys.
Plus
It's a
one for the
bug.
Globies.
Yeah, the Globies take that as a win because they can't actually provide any evidence for the globe in reality. So
Huh?
the Discord.
We never even said anything about that.
Rip. Okay, so come on. The atmosphere we were talking about. So we know it can't be a
continue.
vacuum because high pressure moves to low pressure. That's just natural law. So if we have pressure, it means we have a container for the gas to press against. Pretty simple.
Yes, that's what the atmosphere is.
No, the atmosphere is the gas. That's why it's called atmospheric pressure, remember? Because it's pressure. But good try. Anyone else?
So, are you claiming that the atmosphere itself is just one big gas thing?
Oh, you are.
Because
No.
as far as we know,
Gas
the only
pressure.
gases that escape the atmosphere is hydrogen and helium.
No, that's your claim. That's not something you know.
That's not my claim. No, I'm asking.
Okay, so you don't know that.
Because if it's just one big dome, and that implies, well, I'm going to use two arguments here. That implies, one, we have a big container, and two, we can't go beyond to the sky. This was your claim, and I'm just going to ask,
gas
can you
pressure
prove it?
requires a container.
Alright, so why is the gas not leaving our planet?
Well, if it's pressurized gas, then it means it's contained.
So what's containing it?
A container.
Like? Can you explain it?
Like, well, what examples of gas pressure do you have? Air in a balloon, air in a bike tire, deodorant in a can. All physical containers for pressurized gas, yeah? So if you have pressurized gas, you have a container. Pretty simple.
Wouldn't that just be our atmosphere?
No, that's the gas. What's the container is the question.
Gravity.
So what is containing
Yeah,
gas
gravity,
pressure?
literally.
What's containing the
Here we
gas
go.
pressure, the atmosphere, on the Earth, on the globe? What's the container?
I'm going to mute for a bit, and I'm just going to do some research. I'll be back.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
So you break the word down. Atmos is air, right? And sphere is a ball. So you're talking about an air ball, and that's not been proven. And gases don't take any shapes, so they can't form into a ball.
Yeah, no, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, no, that's not true. Yeah.
Okay, show us a sphere of gas.
What the fuck? Who said that? Who said that? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's retarded, isn't it? Because you can't show us. You've never seen a sphere of gas.
It's
Right, so I've just posted the definition of gas pressure in the text channel. The force that the gas exerts on the walls of its container. So what container walls is the
I'm
atmo
back.
pressing off to be pressurized on the globe?
Alright, if possible, could I
Why are you
answer
going to
this?
change the subject? Could you answer my question?
If I could speak, I didn't actually change the subject. I was asking if I could answer.
You cannot.
No,
speak
I asked a
actually,
question.
so.
What is the container that the pressurized gas that we're breathing is pressing off of on the globe? That's the question.
Okay, can I answer it or someone else going to?
No. You
Feel
can't.
free. What's the container?
Alright.
No.
The container, from what I've researched from .edus, is the gravity of the planet. The gravity surrounds the planet and forms its planetary atmosphere.
That's not a container.
The gravity of the planet is what keeps the layers of gases, non collected layers of
Okay,
air.
what's your
That's what leads to
demonstration
gravity.
for that? Can you
And
show us
the
that
atmosphere of
demonstration?
Earth surrounds the Earth.
Okay, well that's a
The atmosphere
claim. What would your demonstration for that claim be?
It
So
protects
could
us
you
from
show
outer
me?
space.
I
And
think the
show me
demonstration is
no gas pressure being
if I
contained by
could
gravity.
finish what I'm trying to say instead of being interrupted.
I've got what you've tried to say. Your answer is
air
gravity.
pressure. Air pressure. Are you
Your
going to
answer is
fix me for
gravity.
interrupting? Anyways, so the atmosphere holds moisture, clouds, gases, tiny particles, all that stuff. We all know this, basic stuff. The atmosphere itself is the envelope of gases surrounding the Earth or another planet. That's the definition of it.
So what's
And
containing that gas?
Earth's gravity.
Okay, what's your demonstration for that?
How do you want me to demonstrate gravity?
Well, it's your claim, so how would you demonstrate it?
Yep.
Well, the only way I could demonstrate it is by using satellites, but according to you, we can't actually leave the planet.
So you can't demonstrate it then. So it's just a claim.
There's an experiment. There's a chemistry
Using your
experiment.
logic, no.
Okay, so that can be dismissed then, because we're looking for science and reality.
All
not
right, then
story.
your point can also be dismissed then.
No, because we can demonstrate gas pressure in a container.
No, you can't. You can't. You cannot
Okay, so we
demonstrate
can't
the
demonstrate
atmosphere in a container.
air in a balloon.
You can demonstrate air in a balloon, yes,
Yeah, so
but
that's
you cannot
gas pressure in a
demonstrate the
container.
atmosphere.
Are
That's gas
you
pressure in a
trying to
container.
argue against atmosphere? I'm confused. What's good?
No, the argument is
It's
you cannot have
saying
gas
that
pressure
there
without a
is no
container.
atmosphere, but there is an atmosphere at the same
Right.
time.
So the
He's
argument
going
is
between multiple
What a
points.
what gas
fucking
pressure is.
retard.
What gas pressure is
Vince,
is
can
the
you shut the
force
fuck up?
exerted by the
My
gas
bad.
on the of its container. Yeah,
So
we
what
agree.
is it?
So you cannot have gas pressure if there's no container for it to press off.
So what's our container allegedly being around us on this flat plane?
Well, it would have to be some kind of container.
You
So,
see,
like,
you
is
just
it
don't have an
physical
answer for
or
anything.
is
Yeah,
it a
yeah.
physical container
Like
or
the
is it
same way that
something
we
that we can go
contain
through?
air anywhere else, in a
So like a
tank,
glass
in a
dome.
balloon, in a no, I didn't. Well, I don't know what the property of it is, but it must be there
No,
because
it's
there's
just
gas.
using an example, like
You don't
something
know.
like a glass
Okay,
dome.
that's great.
Like something physical containing gas. Yeah, like
All right,
like all the
so
examples of gas pressure.
if this thing is physical, do you have evidence of its physicality? Because you claim
Yes,
it's physical.
yes.
All right, sweet. Can you show? Can you show it?
Yeah.
Air pressure.
The air pressure.
Air. That's not physical though. It's a gas.
Are you breathing?
Antecedent of air pressure is a container.
Last I checked, oxygen is also a gas. That's not physical.
Yeah, it makes up the
Antecedent of
atmosphere.
air pressure is
Yeah,
a
but I'm
container.
asking for the physical dome evidence. I'm not
Oh,
asking
I
for
don't
the
know.
air pressure.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're just
air
saying that
pressure's approved.
the air pressure's existence is de facto proof of a container because there's no other way to have air pressure
That's
unless
not
you can demonstrate
that's
it,
not de facto
which
proof at all.
you've just said you can't
That's
demonstrate
a
the
slippery
opposite.
slope. No, that's a slippery
Okay, so can you demonstrate air pressure without a container then?
No, you can't.
Welcome to flat Earth. There you go.
Huh?
No,
You just keep saying that after
you're
every single
still
thing.
wrong. That
No,
doesn't
because
prove
you just
anything.
said air pressure requires.
All right, so let's put this. You put helium into a balloon. That's trapped in that balloon. You open the balloon, helium comes out. Where does it
So
go?
you need the container to maintain the pressure.
The helium left. Where do you think it
All
went?
right, so what's the
So
container?
you've proved our point.
So what's
The
no,
container.
you didn't. I didn't prove
Yeah.
anything. I'm
Yeah, you
asking what the
did.
Well,
container is. I'm still asking
your
evidence of
container
the
was a
container.
balloon at first, and then you decided to not use that as a container, so it went into the air.
Yeah, so
All
it went
right,
into
so what's containing the helium then?
It's not
Oh
actually
my god.
gas.
I'm just muting Odd Rabbit. Jesus Christ, that
Odd
Calm
Rabbit,
down,
microphone
please.
guys.
can't.
Already done that. Stay muted.
Yeah, I'm putting him to
All right,
one.
I'm gonna pop on mute for a bit. I'm
Your mic
meeting.
is really
I'll be
bad. Stay
back.
muted, man.
All I'm asking is because the current claim, which Cyclone said word for word, is the
Watch
fact
this.
that
Watch
atmospheric pressure exists means that there must be
Fucking hell,
a
man.
physical dome holding it.
No, I didn't say a dome.
We can't we can't say that because that's slippery slope. You
No, I
can't just
said
say
it
that.
requires a container. That's what I said.
All right, so you said the container was physical, yes.
Yeah, because there's no
So do you have
example of air
evidence of the
pressure without a
existence
physical
of the container?
No, you would need to prove that it's possible to have air pressure without a physical
You
container.
made the claim that there is a physical container, so show
Yeah,
it.
because gas pressure, air
The burden of
pressure
proof is on you.
requires a physical container. It's
You're
in the
still
definition.
using a slippery slope argument. I need
No,
you to give
Look,
me
I'll
evidence
quote it
of the
again.
container.
I'll quote it again, right? So look in the chat, look in the text chat.
Looking in the chat.
Okay, so this is the definition for gas pressure. Could you read it out?
Alright, cool. The force that the gas exerts on the walls of its container. What about it?
Right. Okay, so if we have gas pressure, then it's exerting a force on walls of a container. So what's the container on the globe?
So do you not consider the atmosphere of the Earth its own container?
That's
Or do
the
you
gas.
or is your only
That's the
definition of a
gas.
container something that's physical?
So this guy laughed at me when I said an air ball, and he just said an air ball.
What? I didn't even know you said airball, man.
Yeah, so the air is the gas that must be exerting on the walls of a container.
Yes. And the
Yeah,
planet's
so what's the
gravity is
container? What's the container?
The planet's gravity.
Okay, what's your demonstration for that?
The fact that we can still breathe.
So that's a circular argument begging the question.
And yours isn't?
Cyclone, serve him a steak. See what he says to that.
It's pretty nice food.
Yeah, so if we give you a steak, where does the steak come from?
Steak comes from cows.
Oh, how do you know that? Like, where's the cow? Point to the cow.
The cows on the farms.
Oh well, but I can't see a cow. I just see a steak. So how do I know it comes from a cow?
I mean, you can consider cow steaks if you just see it for food too.
Okay, so we know a steak comes from a cow without
Yeah.
necessarily needing to see the cow in front of us. The
We-
same
we-
way that
the-
we know gas pressure requires a container without necessarily having to see the physical container.
So for us to know, for us to get
Yeah, he
steak
just
to
spiraled.
eat. No.
You got him.
For us, no, you didn't. Let me explain.
I
So
sure
for
did.
us to see steak,
That's
for
awesome.
us to only have steak, we
There
don't
must be a cow,
necessarily
right?
we don't necessarily need to see the cow to see the steak.
Correct, but you know a cow exists. The same way that you know a container exists if you know that gas
Yes,
pressure
we know
exists.
a cow exists because we've seen it. We don't see
Yeah.
the physical
So,
thing.
yeah. You see
container around
you see the container around gas pressure in every
All right,
example
can
of
you
gas
prove the
pressure.
existence of it? We can prove the existence of a cow.
Yeah, we can give you a
can
million
actually see it.
examples of gas pressure in a container. You can't give us one example of gas pressure without a container.
You haven't
And I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for an example.
Well, that's what you would need.
This
That's what you
container
would
looks like
need.
around the Earth.
That's what you would need
No,
for the
because
globe.
you're constantly dodging the question, mate. Why can't you just answer it?
No, we already did answer the question.
I asked the question, and you
times
make
or
a
more.
very ridiculous hypothetical.
It's not. No, it's you read out the definition. The gas exerting on the walls of the container. What's the container? You said it's the gas.
And
Yes,
listen,
I
the
didn't mean to say gas. I
antecedents
was
of
wrong
a
about
cow.
that. It's the gravity of the
Yeah,
planet.
which you can't demonstrate, right?
The antecedent of your
Yes,
cow
but you
steak is a
also
cow.
cannot demonstrate the
No, we can demonstrate
container that you have.
container
No,
then
gas.
then demonstrate it.
Yeah,
The only
just
thing you can
demonstrate it.
Air in a
demonstrate
balloon,
is
air
the
in a bike
fact that
tire,
No, but
deodorant in a
demonstrate
can.
what you think the container is right now over
Yeah,
Earth.
what is the
Like,
container?
what is
Yeah,
it?
every example of the container. Anyway, I've got to jump for a meeting, but I'll be back.
Oh
Someone
my
pick this up.
god,
The only thing you
You'll be
have
okay.
for this argument is this definition
this
of.
guy.
Flat Earth's strongest warrior has disappeared. Who will defend it now?
You know what's funny? You know what I've been realizing this whole time?
Yeah,
The
you're
only
making
thing they've been
assumptions
doing is
all day
asking
long.
questions, and that's it. They avoid questions. The only thing they do is manipulate what a definition is. When he was saying container, he was only referring to physical. He thinks containers are only physical things, but he wasn't providing any evidence of a physical container. He
Can you show
claimed
me
that there
Can
was.
you show me a container that holds air that's not physical?
Can you show me the physical container that's
Show
around
otherwise.
this flat plane?
Show
No, I want
No,
you to
I
show
can't.
otherwise.
No,
Well,
we
until
only
you show
have-
it, then
we
I'm
have
going to
the-
continue believing
Oh, I
that
don't
we have
need
gravity.
to.
Why
Air
do you need
pressure is
that?
proof of it.
Well, if you're making a
Then,
claim,
well,
you do need
if
to.
air
didn't make a
pressure
claim.
is proof, if air pressure
Yeah,
is
read the
proof of your
definition again. I'm
container,
driving,
then
so I
if
can't
air,
text or
if air
post
pressure is
anything.
proof of your container, then oxygen is proof of our gravity and atmosphere.
Whoa,
Doesn't
so
work, doesn't it?
gravity creates oxygen?
No, but there would be no oxygen without gravity.
What?
Holy crap. So go ahead, define gravity.
If there is no gravity, oxygen wouldn't be here. There would be no
Go
life
ahead
on
and
Earth. We would all
define
be dead.
gravity. Go ahead, give us the
You want me to
definition
define
of
gravity?
Yeah.
Is it the Newtonian or is it the
Sure.
Einsteinian?
Gravity
Which one
is a
is it?
fundamental interaction which causes mutual attraction between all things that have mass.
So Newtonian.
Huh?
So that's out.
Yep.
So what about it? So just because it's written by Newton, it's wrong?
It's been superseded 100 years ago.
See, this is the thing about conspiracy theories, right?
So you're just
don't wanna
going to
believe
dismiss it
anything's
because
real.
you don't believe in the guy who made all the stuff.
No, it's been superseded. It's not being used anymore.
Like, how's it? What? So what? You saying the physics of
Gravity
gravity
is
has
being
changed?
Look up the
superseded
new
by
definition
what?
for it.
I am. And gravity is a fundamental interaction which causes mutual attraction between all things that have mass.
That's not true.
It is true. Anything that has mass is attracted to gravity.
And that's
Black
never
holes
been-
being a really good
Explain why it's
example.
not true.
Oh my god. You're talking about space again.
No, I'm talking about something that has a gravity.
What's
Of
gravity?
your imagination. Your imagination has gravity. Big black hole of gravity.
All right. So then I want you to prove, which you haven't, a physical container around this flat plane.
Air pressure.
Okay, well, if air pressure means that there must be a container, then oxygen means that there must be an atmosphere and a gravity. Gravity.
Oxygen comes from the ground, you know, from the plants and shit. Doesn't come from the
Yes,
sky. What's
but
wrong
why
with
do you
you?
think the Earth is alive?
Where
What
do you
the
think?
fuck?
Where do you think gases are produced from?
What a gas is produced from? Many
Yes.
things.
No. Where does it come from on Earth?
That's a very fucking vague question to
It
ask.
is not. Where does it come from?
No,
Where is it being
all
produced?
gases
It,
come
it
from
comes from a lot
Earth.
of things.
Okay, very vague answer, Mr. Boy.
Because you're asking a vague question.
No, I'm asking where it's being produced. You don't know, so Google it. It's fine if you don't know. Just say I don't know. It's more
You're
intellectual.
implying that there's only one thing that makes gas.
Okay, so you think air can be produced from the air down below and go make boom boom on the ground?
What?
So air.
The
I know.
entire
from the sky
argument
know
which
what
you're
you're
still
talking
proving
now.
to me now is confusion, which you're still doing right now.
That's what you're saying, man.
Can you give me a coherent question instead of a vague one? I'm still waiting for the evidence of a physical container, by the way, not just
Gas
oh
pressure.
well, if this
Air
exists.
pressure.
So your one argument is, well, if this exists, then this must exist too.
Okay, so how does gas pressure exist then?
How does the physical container exist? How do you know it's physical?
Air pressure.
All right,
Pressure, man.
okay, so can you prove that the physical container exists? If you're just going to keep
Yes.
saying air pressure,
Yes.
then you're proving me wrong.
Yes. Air pressure.
Okay, how?
Read the definition of air pressure.
We're going around in
Okay, but the
circles.
definition is vague. Your argument goes around in circles.
It says pressing on the walls of its container, dummy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
but then we can
so
just use
exact.
so then
gravity
ask me
for
this.
our
Ask me this.
reasoning.
Ask me this. Sorry, no. Let
Very
me ask you this.
precise.
Is a container only a physical thing?
If you want
Only
to hold
physical
air.
thing.
Well, you can
So-
you can have a wooden crate holding oranges. That's or you can have a bowl of cereal. That's a container.
So if we look at the definition of a container, an object for holding or transporting things is one, or where is it?
I don't understand what is the issue here. Like,
Here we go.
there is a definition for a container. It means gas
So,
exerting and pressing upon the walls.
There is something
it is
called
known. It is
a
physics.
container.
It is
that
fucking science even.
The
no,
issue is that
you're
you
not
don't have
using physics
proof
at all.
of it.
Your physics
Disputing
is
the
wrong.
actual- Okay, so demonstrate otherwise then. We here
Demonstrate
the,
the physical
science
container
and the
around your
physics of
around
it.
your
And
plane.
you're saying otherwise and saying nah and going with assumptions instead. Can you
Yeah,
give
and
us
I
an
can keep on
otherwise?
doing
Give
this
us
until
otherwise then.
I'm not going to prove anything until you prove anything, and
Okay,
then it'll
then you
just
have
keep
nothing.
going
I
in
can
circles.
toss it out.
Yeah, then you have nothing
You have
too.
a baseless claim. I can
You
toss it
do
out.
too.
No, I don't.
Your only argument is this exists because this.
You need a
That's it.
containment. Physical.
Yes, but
containment
your
to
claim is
contain
that the containers are
pressure.
only physical.
You don't have
How
ammo
do you
otherwise.
know exactly that the container is physical? You said that you do know, so
You can
how?
demonstrate that you need a physical container.
Yeah, you can
Based on the gas
demonstrate
pressure you
with
can,
a
read on.
physical container, but that doesn't demonstrate that you only need a physical container. It only demonstrates that you
Okay,
can
so
do it with a
demonstrate
physical
without a
container.
container then that you can acquire
Sure,
gas
gravity.
pressure.
Gravity.
Demonstrate it. Please, go
You
ahead.
can't demonstrate gravity.
By all
You need to
means,
be
you will
big
get the
enough.
fucking Nobel Prize as well. By all means, go ahead.
If anyone could demonstrate artificial gravity,
Go
by
ahead.
all goddamn means, they would get the Nobel Prize.
Mate, you're just talking. Go ahead and
So are
demonstrate
you.
gas pressure without a fucking container.
Go
Do
ahead
it
and
now.
demonstrate a physical
So you're just gonna
barrier around the thing.
reverse the burden proof here.
Air
Yes, because
pressure.
air pressure isn't an argument.
That's
You can't
that's
just
the
keep saying air
answer.
pressure.
You're being senseless.
Yes, I can.
No, it's because the molecules fight against each other. Why doesn't water and oil mix?
Wow, is that a stupid question?
Well, just why
One that you
don't
can't
they mix?
answer.
And then why doesn't gravity and gas
Q,
why
hold
don't
on,
they
hold on.
mix? Why does gravity keep our gas in? Because the molecules don't mix. They're fighting against each other, right?
So
So I
gravity
could
is a
use the same
molecule
example.
now?
I could use the same. I could. No, but it's
hell,
keeping
man.
the
Gravity
molecules.
is
But
a
it's keeping.
molecule now?
Hey, air pressure.
Are you
How about you
telling me
stop interrupting? I
telling
think
me
you need
that
to mute
gravity
yourself
is
now.
like
You're not
oil?
even you're not even letting me speak. It's keeping the molecules
Yeah,
of gas
I
in.
think this guy needs to be
I could use the same example with
Can't
oil and
mute me.
water, right?
The reason is that oil and water don't mix and oil floats above water is because gravity interacts with the different matter in a different way.
Wait.
In terms of strength.
Wait. We don't have density anymore? It's just gravity now?
Density is another word for gravity.
What?
Yeah, wait. Yeah,
So you're
wait.
placing the word over here.
Show us a
Remember,
formula for
guys.
Density
density.
is
Hold on.
is a quality of an entity
Quality. Oh,
based
so it is
on
not.
the force implied on it. In this case, it will be
So
gravity.
density.
How can you have density without gravity?
How do you even have gravity when you don't know what it is?
Wait, your mic
Because
is on.
mass attracts each other.
Prove it.
Oh, Cavendish
Which experiment? Do you want the Cavendish experiment?
It's been
There's a
debunked
modern
100
one
times
too. I
already.
have a video of like a guy, like an electrical engineer, professor of electrical engineering, doing this in his garage. By the way,
The
recording. it.
Cavendish experiment, yes. Everybody can do it.
Oh yeah, this has been repeated like fucking so many times.
Everybody
High
in
school kids do
physics,
it.
when you go to university and you study physics, this is the first things that
What's the
one of the
natural
first things they
phenomena
make you
in that?
You're
repeat.
implying, Imperatus, you're implying that these guys even went to school, let alone college.
Oh, New
No,
Zealand.
they're all crazy retards.
Ooh.
I mean, true.
You
To be
have
honest,
nothing.
Hey,
specific
man, what's wrong with a
examples
bad
You have
word?
nothing but
Hold on,
reversal
I have
and
a question. Hey,
calling
Kodal,
us
did you
stupid. Nice.
Kodal, did you graduate school, college, or
Ad
university?
homes.
Here, in the
All right,
He's
chat
on
chat,
that.
get back to the
That's
topic
okay.
of flat Earth. We're not gonna discuss this.
And he's not answering it. There you
Yeah,
go.
we don't need to answer some stupid answer here.
Because you know you dropped out, man.
I asked you many times. You kept reversing back. It's not a.
And I asked you
that's not
many
an
times,
argument.
and you
That's
kept
not an
avoiding
argument.
it.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna have a
neither is
discussion with you.
yours. Your argument is an either-or fallacy.
How is it invalid?
What's
Can
your
you prove
IQ?
it?
How is mine invalid? Can you prove that?
You didn't. Well, you stupid fuck. Oh my god.
You.
All right, next guy. Go ahead.
Imagine arguing with yourself. Oof.
Yeah. I'm talking to myself against a wall. This guy's just reversing back everything at you. Oh, prove me
How's
otherwise.
it
But that's
feel?
what you do.
How's it
That's
feel?
what you
Yeah, how's it
do.
feel?
me
Though?
wrong.
That's
Show
my
But that's
me
point. How's
literally
it
wrong.
what
feel?
Prove
you
me
It's
do.
frustrating.
wrong.
It's a
The
bit
globe is a
frustrating,
globe. Prove
isn't
me
it?
You're
wrong.
coping so hard right
Oh
now.
my
That's literally what
god.
you do. That's what
Oh,
flat
cope and
earthers do.
seethe. That's all you guys do. Cope and seethe in here. Fuck off instead if you have no actual argument here.
Bruh, that's what flat earthers do. They just reply to everything with a question and then they ask for proof. For like, you're mad at someone else for doing it to you.
So when I said gas pressure requires a physical container and you said no, I said prove me otherwise.
For a
You
start,
have
no.
nothing,
For a start,
and you
unmute
reverse
this
it back.
guy.
How
Unmute
is
this
that
guy
even a
because I'm
fucking
not
So
argument
when the
answering
then?
bot's fixed, you're going back on mute.
Okay, but unmute this guy. You weren't even supposed to mute him. You've literally been told not to.
By the way, I
Let's
talked to
talk about the
Squire,
Cavendish
who's the
experiment.
founder, who's one of the founders, and he says stop abusing the mute.
Let's hear the flat earthers cope about the Cavendish experiments and how it proves gravity.
if you first explain what's the natural phenomenon in that so-called.
Yes, matter attracts each other.
That's not a natural phenomenon.
It's literally a natural phenomenon. It's a fundamental
What's the
building
cause
block
of
of the
it?
universe.
What's the cause of it?
What's the
That's
cause of it?
irrelevant. It's irrelevant. That could be the phenomenon itself.
Irrelevant. Look at this guy.
Yeah, how is it relevant? Yeah, we don't know the mechanics of this, but it exists. We have evidence of that
We
existing.
don't know the mechanics, but we know it
Yeah,
exists. Wow.
So what? We don't know the ultimate cause of it, right? What makes gravity like function? But we know gravity exists as a phenomenon. We, have
gravity
experiments
exists
showing
because you say so. Is that what
No,
it
because
exists?
because we observe
proven
it.
Imagination.
Experimentally.
We observe it.
Experimentally. So
Not exactly
what's the
imaginary.
cause of it?
What is that relevant?
The cause is that matter attracts each other.
That's the effect you're experiencing. Yes. So what's the cause?
The cause is that they are particles that attract each other. That's generating gravity. We call these particles theoretical gravitons, I think.
So just theoretical then. So it's just
Yes, because we have not been able to dig that deep yet. Yes, correct.
Say, repeat after me. It's just imaginary.
Well, I hope gravity doesn't exist because you get to float to space and then die there.
Nice cope.
Well, the cope is you meeting the other guy.
Stop the white knighting.
Like I can literally show
Remember,
you videos.
the gas in the air
If you have one
means
argument,
that
present it,
nothing
please.
exists.
If you have an argument,
Crazy.
present it, please. Okay.
I have experiment if you want. I have literally a video of the Cavendish experiment, like a modern one, like showing that objects with mass attract, each other, and we measured how much they attract, right?
Bigger objects attract smaller
I'm
objects.
gonna turn down air pressure because this microphone is shit.
So that's gravity then?
Yeah, that's the phenomenon
Yes.
of gravity.
Something fall, you hang balls in a closet.
What?
What?
Now that's a cope. What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking
That
about?
was
That isn't
retarded.
even what he was talking
was
about.
That doesn't even make sense. That's not even funny.
You just said something completely different from me said.
Your Cavendish observation.
No, you're saying something completely
Tell me,
different.
how does it feel to be alienated from your community and be a complete wacko that nobody respects?
Oh shit.
Air pressure? I'm pretty sure you're not a very popular person in your community.
Ooh.
You're a lonely
Rude.
asshole looking for purpose.
Ooh.
Roasted.
So that's all you got? Cool.
Yeah.
Cope and Seath.
Are you guys still muting
Okay, well,
people?
they're,
That's weird.
I'm not really sure there's a point in arguing with these guys, since the only thing they're going to say is, well, we're right because air pressure
every
exists.
time is not a fucking argument.
You're
so-
using an either or fallacy.
Yeah, it's all or nothing fallacy for you, yeah? So fuck off instead.
Yeah, it's totally.
That's
Yeah.
all flat earthers do.
We
to
can
be
do
honest with
fallacies
you.
all day if you want to. I can
you're full of it.
definitely do that.
Yeah, you're full
Yeah,
of
so are
it.
you.
Yeah. How am I?
The only thing I'm getting from
can
you
demonstrate
is
gas pressure
air
with a physical
pressure
container, but you
equals
can't do it
physical
otherwise.
glass
And you
barrier around the plane.
Oh my god.
That's the only argument
It's
you're
kind
saying.
of funny.
And it's going in
It's
circles.
kind of funny that this guy's name is Quetzalcoatl, which is the flying serpent, the god, right? Which uses lift of wings to negate gravity and fly. It
Dude,
creates
flat
more force
earthers.
upwards,
Non-sequitur to the
generates more force
conversation.
upwards, then the gravity is
Non-sequitur to the
9.3, 9.8
conversation.
to fly.
Wait, so do
Quetzalcoatl.
the flat earthers? Yeah. Do you? I have a question though. Do you think that the land is infinite then? So our land is just
Do you think the
infinite?
Jews are hiding like infinite land and infinite resources? They're like,
Yeah, their friend, what the fuck was his name? Sai. I'm just gonna call him Sai. He made the claim that the plane could be infinite. That's
So
what
if
he
it's
said.
infinite, how does it have a container?
Nope. It's
They're
got
going
a
to say
container.
that the
It's not
container's
infinite.
Like it would have to like have
Nope.
it would
It's
have
not
to have an
infinite.
end. It would have to have edges
Infinity.
to have a container,
Okay.
right?
All right. You gonna keep talking, or do you want me to go?
Go on then.
I think most people turned you down.
Okay.
To be honest.
All right. Well, as soon as we get our room back to us, we'll just be muting the shit out of you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Of course, because
Okay,
you
are you
cannot handle
going
the
to
facts.
Because you
answer or
can't
keep
debate.
cooking?
You're not
Yeah,
able
so
to debate
air
without
pressure
posted there.
requires air
I
pressure
posted there an
requires
Okay, let him
experiment.
answer. Shush. Right, carry on.
air pressure requires a container, right? It's not infinite. The pressure isn't going lower and lower and lower every day because it's infinite, and infinity was made up to explain the universe. It's just
only
made up
exists
concept.
So you don't believe that the land we walk on is infinite, no?
No,
Here,
of
let
course
me
not. Why
actually
would it be?
explain to you what air pressure is. When gravity acts on the air exerts a force
Nope,
upon the
you
Earth
can't
with
use
pressure. That's
gravity.
air
That's
pressure.
begging the
Define
question
gravity.
fallacy.
Define
My
gravity.
Either or fallacy.
Begging the question
Define
fallacy.
Either or
gravity.
fallacy.
Begging the question fallacy.
Either
As
or
you all
fallacy.
do all day long.
So
And
you
you're
just
not answering the
believe
question.
that we exist in like some type of like plastic container? We
Plastic
just
container,
like
cool.
So it's
inside
plastic
Nice
now?
plastic container.
So it's plastic?
Well, what is it?
You're not
I mean,
answering
container.
the
Technically,
question at all.
if I was following you guys, I could just make it up to be whatever I wanted it to be.
Sure,
we
you
could
can.
literally just be
But
in
we
like a
don't claim
foam
anything that we
container right
want
now.
it
Like,
to
Good.
be.
Listen, you can make it up to be whatever you want because we don't do that. That's just you. That's you believing in shit.
but you are doing it because you can't give me what
No,
the
air
container
pressure.
is. You keep saying
Antecedent
air
of air
pressure. You
pressure
keep
is
saying
a
air pressure,
container.
right?
Hold on.
But you keep
Hold on.
saying that, but what?
Antecedent for air
Like,
pressure is a container.
Codal, why are you saying we are the ones doing the begging the question fallacy when that's your entire argument? To prove something true while simultaneously taking the same thing for granted. That's your entire argument.
I said, how many times have we repeated the same thing over and over? Holy shit, man.
Yeah, how many times do I have to repeat it for you to understand?
Answer the question.
You wish.
Same thing over and over. I said gas pressure requires a container. You can look it up. You can demonstrate it 100 times. Get the fucking equipment and do it yourself and prove it yourself. I don't
When
believe
gravity
what I
acts
say,
on air,
okay?
the air exerts a force
I'm not
upon
here
the
to
Earth
convince
with
anyone,
pressure.
okay?
That's air pressure.
You do it yourself. I said, the only thing you said here is gravity. I said, prove me otherwise. There's no fucking demonstration proving. No one knows what fucking gravity
And the
is.
only thing you're saying is
even
air
the
pressure,
fucking-
so prove me otherwise.
Not even the
Do the
scientist
experiment.
knows that, okay?
Why
Do
does it
an
matter?
experiment.
Oh my god, we know the fact of gravity. We experimentally
Yeah,
proved
you
it.
know the effects of it, but you don't know what it is. No one does.
Yeah, so the effect, so it is the
How does that
case, right? The
counter the
gravity
argument?
exists, the phenomena. We just don't know what the actual
The
nature of
phenomena
it
is
is,
not
like
the
what's
eff-
causing it.
Oh my god!
But
You
we
don't
know
the
that it's a
cause of it.
case.
Well, you said you don't need the cause.
Remember, air
No,
pressure
it'd
means
be
that there
nice.
must be a physical, only physical container around the plane of this Earth.
That's how
Only
it's
physical, nothing
demonstrated.
else.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay, so what is
using
it?
from our
So
POV,
what's the
using
physical
our.
container?
So what
And
is
don't
it?
just reply with air pressure.
I don't know.
It's
well,
a physical
exactly.
container.
So if you
It's
don't know,
exactly.
if you don't know, we don't know like the cause of gravity, right? We could say the same thing. It's going in circles.
We don't
Nope.
know what the cause of
Air
gravity
air
is because it's a
pressure.
phenomenon.
Air,
You don't know what the cause of your air pressure is. You don't
air
know what the
pressure.
cause of
Antecedent
your.
of air pressure is a
No, air
container,
pressure
so I
is the
know that
effect
much.
of the cause, not the
Oh.
cause. What the fuck, man?
All right,
Oh
so
my
how
God.
can you prove the barrier then? And if you say air pressure, then
That's how we
use the
demonstrate in
experiment.
any scale or form here on Earth. What's
Sweet.
wrong with
Then
you?
what does the barrier look like?
We
Can
don't
you
know.
touch
We don't
it?
claim
Can
how
you
it
feel
looks
it?
like.
Can you smell it?
Okay,
we
well
don't
Can
do
you
the
see it,
see it?
okay,
no.
well
We
do
didn't
the
claim how it
experiment.
looks
You
like.
Do the
said that there
experiment.
We
is
never
Go
a
look
claimed
at
that.
physical barrier. If there is a physical barrier,
Sure,
where
but
is
we
it?
don't need to claim anyone.
Well, you know what? Do it yourself. Go do it
You
yourself.
made
Go up
you
do
made
there
the
and
yourself.
look
claim.
at
Go do
what
it
the
yourself.
container is.
Please do. Show
Need
us.
You
to.
made
You
the
want to
No,
know
claim
you
what
were
that
the
it
there
one
is
is.
a
making the
barrier.
claim.
You
You go
want
do
to know
it.
what
No,
Okay.
it
you were
is.
the one trying to disprove
no.
us. You do
No, no.
the experiment.
Air
No.
air
I
pressure.
didn't claim anything. I
Well,
only said gas
no,
pressure
that
requires
is
a
You
what you're
container.
doing, though.
all right.
You're
I
Hold
only
trying
on.
to
said gas pressure
disprove,
requires a
bro.
container. That's not my claim. That's how is that's how this demonstrated in the physics. Okay.
Do you think that there is a physical barrier or shield or glass dome of sorts, whatever you want to
If you can
consider it,
prove otherwise,
around
then
the
go
Earth?
by
And
all
I'm
means
talking
go ahead.
about. No, I'm asking you a question. I'm not making a claim. Do you believe
Nope.
that there is a physical barrier or something similar, and I
Nope.
mean physical, around the plane?
No beliefs needed. Air pressure.
You're just speculating, man. I
Pressure.
said prove
You're
otherwise.
trolling. There's no way.
I refuse to believe you're actually being serious here.
No, they're trolling. There's no way.
I'm gonna stick to what we know. It means gas pressure requires a container. Yeah.
All right.
physical
So,
one. That's how we
do
can
you
demonstrate.
know that there
That's
is
how we
a
can
physical
demonstrate.
barrier
Anyone can do
around the
it.
plane?
Okay.
All right, then
I'm
do
not
the
gonna
experiment.
speculate about other stuff you coming up.
Okay, so
do the
okay,
experiment.
without you cutting
Can we
me off,
prove that
without you
gas
cutting me
pre-
off a
All
second.
right. How about? Let me
No, wait, let me
ask
say
this
this a
question to air
second.
pressure. All right, go ahead.
Because
Go
if
ahead.
they're gonna claim that there's you need a physical container, then go and do the experiment. If you're gonna try to disprove globe, go and
I'm
do the
not
experiment
interested in
and go
doing it.
find out what the
Not
container is.
interested. Not
You're not
interested.
interested? You're making claims and you're
No.
not even interested to back your
Nope. Air
claim?
pressure. Air
Don't
pressure.
argue with these
Okay,
guys. They're
trolling.
trolls.
You're
They're
trolling.
trolls. They
There's no way
dispute
you're
everything.
trolling.
All right, hey, all right. Let me. I
Are you
want to
trolling
ask
when we
you a question.
appeal to the
Hold on,
physics
hold on.
of how gas
I
pressure
want. No,
is?
you're
The
not. You're
gravity
going.
explains the air pressure too. That's the problem. You
Yeah, but
guys
you
are
can
not
demonstrate
proving that
it.
it's.
I'm not talking out of my ass, am I? I'm saying you can actually do it yourself. Go look it up as well if you don't have the
Ask
fucking
you to
equipment.
do it yourself, and you said
We
no.
did. We know gravity
What is the
exists.
problem? What is the problem?
All
So
right,
you're
I
saying
want.
gravity
Hold
pulls
on.
the
Wait. By the way,
Hey,
why is
calm.
Zoidberg
One.
muted? Wait,
We're not
don't mute
making up any
Zoidberg. Wait, why is
things.
Zoidberg muted? Imperial.
Why is
So
Zoidberg making up
that's why
things?
we need
I
mutant
just said
control.
gas pressure
You're not
is a
supposed to
container
mute people
that
here.
can be
Anyway.
demonstrated by anyone physically.
Dude, you're gonna lose your mods here. You know that.
All right, I want to ask a question to air pressure, if that's okay with you.
You've been explicitly told not to mute people here because the bot is bugging.
Oh, hold on to podcast. Air pressure. Can
Ooh.
I ask you a question?
What?
All right, so your barrier. Sorry. No, let me rephrase that. Your air pressure exists because of a barrier, physical barrier, right?
The antecedent of air pressure is a container. Now what?
All right, so
It is
why
a
does the
must.
container exist?
I don't
Why
know.
does a container exist? What kind of question
How
is
do you
that?
not know why the container exists?
Why would I know that? Did I
Because
make
you
this
made the
place?
claim.
Who made the
What the
container?
fuck?
Now what?
Who made the container?
Because we know how gravity around a planet works. Do you know how your container works?
Oh my god!
How does
again.
gravity work? Define gravity.
I already told you the
You already
definition. I don't need
did.
to repeat myself.
Yeah, you described the effects of it. We
To be
asked
honest,
about
this
the
is just going
cause.
around in circles.
We
Like,
don't
It
have
is.
a
are.
cause.
Yeah,
Neither
we're
do
going in
you.
circles because
Yeah.
he doesn't
All right.
understand what
So
gravity
do you
is.
know
It
the
is
cause of
nothing.
air pressure? Do you know the cause of your air pressure?
Oh my god!
He's not gonna say because he knows it's
This guy's
gravity.
going in circles, man. Holy shit! And
no,
Yes,
answer his
yes,
last
it's
30
a
minutes.
dumb
container.
argument.
Same thing
I've
already.
Yeah, the
heard this line of
container.
dialogue in like
What
5 different
makes
forms already.
things heavy, buddy?
Mass.
Great, man.
Energy.
Why?
Energy.
Why does the mass make it heavy?
Huh?
No, this is their
What kind of
argument,
question
which
is
I
that?
have to say over and over again. The reason their barrier made is air pressure. The reason the
Yeah,
air
New
pressure is
Zealand.
made is because of the barrier.
We've been around this like
Dialogue tree.
15, 20 minutes. I don't know. I lost track of time now.
So
But are we gonna move on
I'm
to
just
something else?
understanding. Hold on, I'm just understanding this now. The reason air pressure exists is because of the barrier, but the only reason the barrier exists is because of the air pressure. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what is known without our realm of physics. Yes, I'm not making shit up, am I? When I say
All right.
that?
So can you explain what
Am
this
I?
barrier
So is
is?
gravity.
No.
Can you tell
No,
me? Am I
can't.
making shit up when I say that or not? Is that
no,
not known
If we're
with
going
realm?
on paper,
right,
if we're
one of
going on
you's
paper, then
claiming.
no.
Well, one of you is claiming that there is a container, and the air pressure's claiming there isn't a container. So what's going on? You're
No,
disagreeing
the
amongst
argument.
yourselves.
We don't claim
They're
what the
both
container
using
of
the
the
same point.
Earth,
The
whatever you want to say, the whole
their
Earth is being contained
argument.
by. We don't claim anything about that. We don't know what it's made of. But we know
But
gas
you
pressure is required of a containment.
Okay,
That
so
is
that you're
known.
making the claim that there is a
Physical
That is
containment
known
then.
in the physics
What?
of this realm. If you can prove it otherwise, go ahead. I asked that many
Why
times.
would we need to
So
prove
no,
it?
M.
You were making the
It's
claim.
Stop. It's just going to go in circles. Their argument was
It is
made
going in
specifically so it
circles.
goes in circles.
I asked the otherwise of proof. Then you said gravity.
Because
But I said, what is the cause of it? You said you
if
don't.
we do anything at all, you're just going to say one or the other. If it's air pressure, it's the barrier. If it's the barrier, it's air pressure. We can't do anything
Which
about it because
is
that's your
known
argument.
to the physical.
So is gravity.
So is
Can I repeat
gravity.
myself? Oh my days.
Well, yeah, we are repeating ourselves here.
Yeah,
so.
I'm repeating myself many
we're
times.
both
Anyway,
Does
can I
gravity
ask a
pull air to the
question?
ground?
Can I
Does
ask a
gravity pull air to
question?
the ground?
Yes.
No.
Gravity attracts
I
things
shall
that
ask.
gases
Gravity
do.
attracts.
Can I ask question?
We're talking
Sure,
about
you
the
go
same
ahead and answer the
concept.
question.
What happens to the sun in a solar eclipse?
Let's not do the solar eclipse argument. They're
Let's
not
do
going
the
to do
solar
it.
eclipse. Let's do it again.
No, aim.
Do it.
So, I have a question for you, Coda, once again. Our concepts of what we describe as what happening on the planet, whether that be something falling, whether that be something orbiting, whether that be us breathing or gases being trapped, they are the same exact thing, just explained in different words. Andy mute.
Is that a question?
Oh no, my question.
The thing that I'm wondering is
just go on.
why is it okay? Fine. Air pressure. You can say this. because both of our concepts of what we think it is, you think air pressure exists because of this dome, and the dome exists because of air pressure. We think air pressure exists because of gravity.
I don't think a dome
So,
exists.
well, that if there is no, so there is no dome.
No, I said that air pressure requires a container. We're contained.
I'm saying dome as in container. I'm not
Oh,
talking about a literal dome.
you're thinking of the Flat Earth Society where they have a disc with a dome in
No,
it in space.
I'm saying dome
Yeah, that's
as in
not
container
us.
because
That's
when
not
did
us.
I say that?
Don't get
No,
confused.
I'm not saying
them
that
with
at all.
us.
You're misunderstanding me. Look,
No, I
fine.
said
I'll
we're
use the
contained.
word container. Yes, I'll use the
Okay.
word container then. So, is there a container? And if so, does the container itself cause air pressure? If it does, then what keeps the container up? Like, why does the container exist? Does the container
I don't
exist
know.
because of the air
I have
pressure?
no idea.
Alright, see, it's the same with us. Because gravity holds in our air and creates air pressure, but
Gases
we don't
go in
know
all
what causes
directions.
gravity.
How do they go? If gases go in all directions, how do they go down then?
Gravity.
Gravity!
Okay, so they go in all directions, but they go down, is what you said. So
Pressure.
they don't go in all directions; they
Oh
just go
my
down.
He
god!
doesn't understand. He's just like explaining
Retard! Oh
basic
my
physics to a
god!
chimp.
The reason gas doesn't just go up, it goes up, down, left, right. The reason it doesn't just go up and leave the Earth is because of gravity. It doesn't just go down either.
Are you saying
That's not how it
gravity is a
works.
container?
Yes,
Could act
gravity
like
is
it,
a
yeah.
container. Yes, if
So
we
when you
want to
looked
put it
up
that way, yes.
when you looked up the word container, it said gravity.
Oh, for fuck.
Wow.
Do you
Alright,
think
if you look up, hold on.
when humans
Here, hold on.
asked about a container?
Hey, I have a good comeback to this. So if you look up the definition of container, does it just mean physical?
Does it say gravity in there?
Does it say physical?
Or are you making
trying
that
to
up?
argue intellectually with this
No,
fucking.
or are you making shit up? I'm asking because both of our models both support the same thing, just with different wording. Our container is gravity. Your container is a literal physical container.
How
There
does
is
gravity
no
pull on
difference
air? What's the mechanism?
because mass.
How does
So
it pull
the
on
reason
air?
why you're talking about gas expanding, it's pushing off of each other in a container, but it's being held down by gravity. It can't go off into fucking space because gravity holds it
In
there.
fact, if you want, I could
gravity
make a
is
video of an
strongest at
experiment
Earth's
right now.
surface. So gravity is strongest at Earth's surface, and all the air does whatever it wants here. But at its weakest point, it just stops. You guys are fucking insane.
Yes,
What are you
that's
talking
exactly how
about?
it is.
Who was saying that though?
Earth's gravity
That's
is
not how
strongest
it
at its
works.
core, not its surface. The deeper you go into Earth, the
wood
hotter you're
floats
going to
on
feel,
water,
the
therefore
heavier you're
gravity
going
doesn't
to feel.
Dude, what are you? And first of all, what are you talking about? Is there some? You think that there's some kind of force pushing gas out into space? What?
Guys,
I have
wood,
no idea what air pressure is
floats on
trying to
the
say.
water
It stops at a
surface,
certain point.
therefore
It stops at
gravity
a certain
doesn't
point.
exist.
Yeah, because of gravity won't
Would
let
you
it
like
escape.
me to read the definition of schizophrenia?
Gravity will not let the gas
Here's
escape.
a
That's
good
why it doesn't go.
question.
Can I read the
How is
definition of schizophrenia?
here's a question
We
for
all
air
know
pressure
it.
then. If air pressure is the reason that
Being
our
observed.
stuff isn't like, falling or going in a random direction up, then what's keeping it down? Because if air pressure is all it takes to keep the ocean down, then why can't we feel that? Because the ocean is huge, it's massive. If you feel the weight of like a small box full of water, it's very goddamn heavy.
I don't think it's air pressure that keeps the oceans down, my dude.
I know. That's what he's saying. That's what air pressure is
okay.
saying.
Okay.
Their
So what
argument
happens if
is
you remove
that
the air then? What happens to the oceans?
if we remove all of the oxygen, we
The
will
water
die.
remains still the same
The
way.
water remains though,
Yeah,
because that has nothing to do with
that's
air.
why.
Beautiful.
That's why
So I
if
have a
you put a
vacuum
Well, no,
chamber
it would create a
myself.
vacuum, right?
I have
So
a
the
vacuum
water would
chamber
evaporate.
myself, and I can put water in there and turn on my vacuum
And
chamber,
then
and it
it
just boils
boils.
away.
Oh wow, yeah. How about
So
just
there you go. There
decreasing the
goes water
temperature?
ball.
Yeah,
There
but
goes
like,
water
how
ball
about
Earth in a
decreasing the
vacuum.
temperature? But how about
There goes
decreasing the
water ball
temperature?
Earth in a vacuum.
Yeah, but how about decreasing the temperature? What happens then?
What
to
does
it?
air pressure have to do with temperature?
What? Because if you remove pressure, if you put something into a vacuum, the boiling point decreases, dumbass. So if you decrease the temperature of the vacuum, what happens? Where does the water go? Does it remain at the bottom or does it start flying?
Exactly, because space,
yeah,
especially if you're on the
condensation.
dark side of your.
Does
So
the water?
space is also
Oh, so the water remains at the
doesn't leave
bottom when
too.
we make an actual negative. Ah, that's crazy. If we put a temperature that is like round about 3 to 4 degrees, the water remains at the bottom. Ah, that's crazy. It doesn't start flying around when we remove the oxygen.
It's almost
That's
like if you
crazy.
continue the experiment without a bias,
So why
then
don't you
you'll
just
find the
Google
same
what
result.
happens to water in a
Do you
vacuum
know?
chamber?
Why
Do
would
you
we need
know?
to Google it? We've
Do you know
You have
why
a
they're
vacuum
hold
chamber,
on,
no?
hold
You
on.
have
Do you know
one.
why
Look
they're
yourself.
volcanoes?
Because of air pressure.
Fuck.
Because
Alright,
no
air
volcanoes.
Volcanoes exist because of
Now we're
air
talking
pressure.
about
Oh, you're memeing.
volcanoes.
Okay. Do you know
Are you
why
going to answer the
volcanoes
question
exist
and
on the
stop talking?
planet?
Because
Not a
Because
of
of
air
planet.
pressure.
friction in the crust and stuff in it
Sure.
causes.
Why is there friction in the crust?
You got
Because
proof
the
of that?
core
Tectonic
is hot and the fucking less hot
Gravity
material.
gravity.
things
got proof of
are
that?
shifted
Gravity.
due to
Yeah,
gravity. Yeah. In the
everything.
core.
Yeah.
So the
All
core,
layers
the
all
Friction.
core
layers of
has
the planet
gravity.
are subject to gravitational effect, meaning that denser objects will pull less dense objects to them, right? Or less heavy objects as well
You want to
to
know a
them,
fun fact? If gravity
which
as a
creates
concept,
shifts.
if you want to know a fun fact, let's say this is just a very unrealistic hypothetical, but you'll get the point when I say it. Let's say gravity as just a concept, as a fundamental concept, just disappears. Does air pressure know what will happen if it just stops existing? Because does anyone? I assume a lot of people here know how planets and solar system stuff were formed, right? You know,
Yes.
before we had these, it was just a big black nothing.
Are you
It
asking
It was
all
what
just
will
exploded. It
happen
gas,
all
if you
hot
exploded.
remove
gas.
gravity?
It all
EVN.
exploded from a center point, right?
Yeah, the Big
Well,
Bang. We don't
Big
know
Bang
much about it.
Okay.
cosmology
All
is the
right.
current
All right.
operating model.
All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Okay. So you keep talking. So it was the Big Bang, right? So everything exploded
Oh
from
no,
one
it did
center
not.
point outward,
It
and
didn't
somehow
explode.
It did
magically,
not explode.
magically all came back together and
No.
formed balls while it was
It did
blowing
not
away
explode.
from itself.
You are getting this completely wrong.
After
The Big
the Big
Bang.
Bang event, there was a recombination. There was a recombination period, which allowed all particles in the universe to cool down, so they can like start attracting each other.
But
There's
they're so far
forces.
away from each
That's
other.
why
How
we
they
have the
can attach to
galactic
each
background
other?
radiation, which is a near perfect body and entropic throughout the universe.
There's forces that are
Magic sky
gravity.
stuff.
It's not magic.
Gravity is one of the
It's
least
magic,
strongest
son.
It's not.
forces. Gravity is
It's
one of the
magic,
least.
son.
It's
Can we
not.
stop? Can we stop just saying it's
Buddy,
Looking
magic?
in the sky is
no,
looking in the
Anyways,
sky is
gravity is
telling
one of the least
stories.
strongest forces. When the
yeah,
universe
and
was created, it was so hot that because of the particles being so hot, gravity didn't manage to establish any relevancy.
That's what I said. It was a
I know.
recombination
I'm just
event,
trying to add
which
something.
allowed the particles to cool down.
I'm just trying to add
How did
something.
how did you prove this?
Until gravity was capable
How
of.
did you
We
prove all
proved this
this?
by
Through the
heating up.
observation of
How
the
did
galactic
you
background
prove
radiation.
it?
Through the
Through the
observation of the
observation
galactic
of the
Looking in
background
the sky,
radiation.
background radiation.
looking in the sky.
Yes.
So that's not proof of
We
anything.
can create
You
plasma on
cannot look in
Earth
the
too.
sky too? Wow.
if you look in the
Wow,
sky, you can see.
I look
you
in the
can look
sky
in the
and I don't see
sky? Oh
everything
my
you guys
god!
see.
We can create plasma on Earth too, and it defies gravity.
If you look in the sky, everything's a ball.
And I have to
Planet
say
Here,
is
this.
a
I have
Can
a
container.
I
question.
now
Hey, air
get the
pressure.
question?
Your
Can I
Come on,
get the
Arden.
question
your
and use it
plasma.
that you've been
Yeah,
talking the
yeah.
whole
Hold
time?
on. Your
May I get the
plasma needs a
question?
container.
May I just ask one
Oh my
question?
god.
So you're under the impression that the reason why gases don't just start flying into everywhere is because of a dome and so on, and not because of gravity. I just have
No
one
dome.
question. Whatever it is, I don't care. Like it just isn't gravity. That's what you believe. So I have a question. Why does wood, when you put it at the bottom of water, float up? Why is that?
Some doesn't. Some stays down there.
No,
That's
all
why they
wood
have
floats.
logs on the
No,
bottom of
all
lakes.
types of wood float up to the surface.
Okay,
None
wait.
get filled with
Just one
water.
question. Okay, how about styrofoam? If we put styrofoam at the bottom of the ocean, it
Less
floats up?
dense than water.
Okay, what does density mean?
Gravity. Another word for gravity.
Without gravity, what is density?
Not. How is that a word for gravity?
No, I'm asking what does density mean
Didn't
if
you
we
watch
don't have
Interstellar?
gravity?
All right.
What makes something
Give me a
dense?
couple minutes here, folks. I'm driving and I gotta do shit. So
Okay,
you're gonna
now
have
it's
to
time to
do
run
this.
away.
Okay.
Now it's time to run
He's
away.
been driving for like the past
Dodging.
30 minutes now.
When
Yeah,
these people
what?
use density and buoyancy, they're just saying gravity again. They don't
Well, that's
realize
why
it
I
because they're
asked him.
retarded,
Why
but
didn't you just
that's
let
what
him
they do.
answer instead of letting him run away?
It's funny because all flat Earth arguments eventually all round back down to gravity. They say that there's no gravity, but all of their arguments are about gravity.
Okay, I made the
Hey,
guy
buddy,
rage
they
quit. You
flat
guys
that
been
down,
debating
buddy.
him for hours. I came for 2 minutes. I win. Ardian victory.
He fucking left? What a loser.
He left.
Do you know why
Oh,
he
man.
left? Because he cannot mute in this room.
We have
That's why he
the
left.
other guy.
Alright,
W
idea,
Globe losers.
before the bot gets online, we should probably go make our own channel.
I want to buy tickets to space for all these people, but without a spacesuit.
You want to
One-way
buy
ticket.
my ticket to
One-way
space?
ticket to space.
That's
No,
actually
I'll buy
going
your
to be
ticket with a
possible
suit.
in the far future. We already
That's what
have
Mr.
actual plans of a space elevator.
Remember when Mr. Beast he bought like a ticket for his friend to go on the fucking rocket Blue Origin? He should make a video where he sends a flat earther up there.
They will never agree. They say I was
They won't
drugged.
agree.
It was like hallucination.
Oh yeah.
They
They
would say
will
that the
never agree.
windows.
Imperatus.
Yeah, they
And
would
even
say
if
that
they
the
agree, they
windows
say
are
like I
like.
was drugged, hallucinations, CGI.
So
Oh, he's not a real flat earther.
the United States, along with the European Union, actually announced a couple years ago that we have an actual concept blueprint for a space elevator. We have the designs for the space elevator.
Material science is not advanced to create such a device, at least for now.
If we manage in the far future to build a space elevator, that
It will
would
still be incredibly expensive for people to go. It will
Oh
be
yeah,
cargo
obviously.
only, because you want to
It'll be
launch
extremely
cheaply.
expensive.
Yeah.
But it'll be expensive, yes, but it'll also help us revolutionize what we know about science by seeing it directly without the need of machinery. Sorry, without
I
the need
think
of stuff
Well,
like
space
AI.
elevator is a machinery.
I think the whole reason behind like the flat Earth movement, if you can call it that,
It's
is
Christian.
There's several.
these people
Not
want
one.
desperately to have some type of secret
Community.
knowledge.
They want to feel like a rebel.
Well,
they want to
want
feel
feel
like a new
special.
scientist, like
No,
somebody who's
the
discovered
They feel
groundbreaking
like they
things.
have some
They
access
blame the
to
Jews, the
knowledge.
JQers, they're Nazis, they're
No,
Christians.
No, hold on, hey, calm.
No, that's true. That's
The
literally true.
origins.
I was saying good
Listen,
morning.
The
listen.
origins of the flat Earth come from Christianity. It has nothing to do with stuff like Nazis.
No, but
It's all religious.
now the main culprits for hiding Antarctica or preventing people from going somewhere that they're not allowed in their mind to go, these flat earthers specifically, the fakery, it's all Jews. It's all Jews. It's the JQ. It's literally the JQ. It's the gas giant JQ, and they're continuously orbiting it without necessarily like directly referencing it.
No, that's an ad hoc thing that they say, but the real reason behind it is a lot of people have this deep desire to feel special.
Yeah, they want to
and
feel community, but it's around the JQ.
They pretend to have some access to some special knowledge that nobody else has, and they
Yeah, I agree.
it
They want to
makes
be
them
rebels. They want to face the brave, the glorious like monstrosity that is common science and defy it. Yeah, we get
Well,
the love,
it's the
but it's
feeling
always
of
the JQ at the end.
it's the feeling of being special, that you
Yeah.
know something that not everybody else
Discovering that the
knows.
Jews did it. Yeah.
It's that feeling of I
If
have access to this and nobody
if
else
we
does.
look, so one of the arguments that their Psy guy made was a Selly-Nelly eclipse. So I just went to an AI and I asked it.
Oh, I love
Why?
ChatGPT.
I asked, why can't flat earthers explain a solar eclipse, and why do they use a Selly-Nelly eclipse? This is what it told me. Of course, we shouldn't rely on AI, but you get the point of it.
You use GPT.
That's not ChatGPT. It's
I rely
private.
on the Snapchat AI.
Snapchat AI is dog shit.
Snapchat AI is so fucking annoying.
Why are you
By
guys?
the way,
And
do you
then
know?
I asked why. Explain why the Selinelli eclipse doesn't work, and it gave me this. Is there anything wrong with these? Just from your guys' opinions?
Do you know what's kind of interesting? Flat earthers cannot explain a Earth eclipse when the Earth is between the sun and the moon. How do you
Yeah,
explain
and
that shit?
you can see
Not
the
real.
shadow of the Earth on the moon.
Yeah, you can see the shadow on the Earth of the moon. Yeah,
It's like
but they
a
cannot
half
explain that.
circle.
Day
But
and night and the
they
seasons are
can't
unexplainable in their
explain.
model.
It's because
Ask them to explain the
nowadays
day
They
and
don't
night
have a
and
model.
seasons at the same time.
Empirist.
They don't have a model.
These guys specifically, these aren't like the others. They don't actually have a model. What they do
And
is they say prove the globe exists, and they want you to go as specific and detailed as possible. Like, oh well, who specifically proved it? Name me one person or any person. And if you
Jesus.
can't do that,
it's
if you can't do that, then you're wrong. That's what they're saying.
it's the same
But the
thing that
thing is, hold on,
do.
a little bit more, and then you can talk. The thing is, if you're not able to do it, because no one can, because that's you can't do that. No one can for any argument. If you can't prove it, they're like, oh well, then globe doesn't exist. Then you ask what does exist, and then they say don't know because it's speculation. That's their entire argument.
Guys, can I suggest we fuck them over and we all exit so this channel is deleted so they have to recreate it when they join? So they don't have like many innocent victims waiting for them when they wake up.
All right, how about
We can
go
move to Flat
children?
Earth is retarded. That's another channel I
That too.
created.
All right. Let's go. Let's all, if we all agree to just move there, because otherwise, because they've already promised once the bot comes on, a lot of us are going to get muted. So we're going to avoid that by going.
Let me
they
create a
left?
channel. Give me a sec.
Is that the only one? I was muted for fucking 1 hour for like just breathing or something.
Yeah,
I was
they
muted, by
weren't
the way,
Nothing
before
in
you
they
here.
told me
weren't
I was an
allowed to.
e-girl.
The reason they're muting is because
Not
at
wrong.
any time I stoop to the level and ask questions to their questions, they get mad, even though they do the exact same thing
They
to
are
me.
fucking hypocrites, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They're so
All right,
disgusting.
all of us, everyone, let's move all of us all the way
Flat Earth
down.
equals
Flat Earth
retards. Yeah,
equals retards.
down.
Go to flat Earth equals retards. Let's go.
Someone join this section, please.
Whoa.
I think you guys are just haters.
Yalla, Habibi, how are you doing? I have a question.
For who?
Why is everyone fucking leaving?
Yeah.
They literally said I'm going
What
to a different
question?
chat. Are you
What
sped?
question do you have for God on God's green flat Earth today?
Wait, hold up. Dribbles, what did you just say to me?
Are you sped?
Why are you talking like?
Okay.
So
By the way,
what's
there's
it?
no bod
Are
in
you
this
chewing
channel,
on like
so-
a bottle cap or something?
A bottle cap? What do you mean?
I mean, it just sounds like you're chewing
Oh wait,
on
it's
something.
Aurora.
I'm not chewing on.
Thank God, bro.
Wait, Aurora? Wait, why? What the fuck? Wait, Aurora, are you a flat earther?
I'm not chewing on anything.
Wait, why'd you leave? Fuck, I was fucking with you. It's 'cause of your accent.
I have really bad internet. I didn't get my Phoebe's hurt. Don't cry.
Apparently,
bored.
I'm being summoned somewhere. Flat Earth equals retards based. Okay.
All right, what's going on in here? That's actually against the server rules, creating another equal channel like that. Gatorade.
I was listening. I think it's funny. How come they didn't all leave? How come the room didn't close like they hoped it would?
They created a new channel called.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. It
Yeah.
won't last long.
Yeah, they're just gonna discuss with each other. They don't have any flat earther in there anyway. So.
Yeah, they're gonna make each other feel good.
Yeah, cope and seethe in there. That's what they all do eventually. It's funny though, that guy circle jerking me before. Holy shit.
An hour. So I'm driving to Detroit from Cleveland.
Yeah. I lost track of time, man. It drained me back and forth.
I was getting off the turnpike, so I had to just put my phone down and shit.
Yeah. So when we talk, Psy. No, go ahead, Psy.
I was just asking, are the globies still spiraling?
They spiraled out, creating a new channel room. Flat Earth equals something named.
They've left to create a new channel room called Flat Earth equals something. Now, why does that surprise me?
Flat Earth retards.
Flat Earth equals retards. It's called.
Wow, the cope.
Yeah,
So instead of arguing the point, instead of actually providing evidence to the contrary, they've all ran away and formed their own little group where they don't have to present any evidence for the globe, and they can just say, "Oh, they're so dumb. They can't prove flat Earth," as they run away to avoid providing evidence for the globe.
The whole
Pathetic.
time you were gone, they wanted to talk about air pressure.
Oh
my God. Prove the container. I said air pressure, and that just pissed them off. Oh my God.
Of course.
He said,
"Yeah, they didn't like the steak."
Yeah, they were referring to gravity every time as a container.
They didn't like the steak at all.
Yeah, they say gravity, and then we say, "Okay, what's your demonstration for that?" "Oh, well, I can't demonstrate it. I would need something the size of a
Drop
planet
thing.
to
Look, I can hang
demonstrate."
balls in a closet.
So you can't demonstrate the claim. "Oh, well,
then-
where's the container?"
Yeah.
It's like remedial grade 3 level thinking.
Yeah, and the third guy came in. Okay, Cavendish. I was like, "What's the cause?" He said, "We don't need the cause." I was like, "What the fuck?" I said, "What's the cause of the natural phenomena then? Like, what do you observe that?" Yeah. He said, "We don't need that. We just need the effects." I was like, "Okay, man. Oh, cool."
We just need to say that swinging balls in a shed proves the globe by whatever means necessary. That's all we need. These sad globies. I think it's hilarious that they've gone to make their own room. They're that upset.
Yeah, what? Yeah, that New Zealand guy circle jerked me like for 30 minutes or more. I don't know. I lost track of time.
And they won't have mod permissions if we go in there. We were given special mod permissions.
Yeah.
So can we go in there and start muting them? Let me see if I can just start muting them all.
Probably. hey, hold on. Yeah, we're not allowed to mute yet.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're not allowed to. No. Just leave them. They'll come back. They'll come back.
Are we actually debating whether the Earth's flat, or are we on about something else?
No, it's already been debated.
Okay.
It's already been debated and measured, and it turns out there's no globe. It is flat.
Real.
So they all left after they got defeated. As you can tell, we're here.
Yeah, do you see there's a channel down below called Flat Earth equals retards? That's because they came to debate and they got smacked, so they've now ran away and made their own channel.
Hey, what actual flat earthers then?
Yeah, you could say
Can I ask you a
that.
question?
Hi, fair play, mate.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Let me ask
we
you a
know
question.
the Earth is not a spinning ball. Let's put it that way.
How does the flat Earth fit into the universe?
I think it's on the back of a turtle.
It doesn't.
What the fuck?
Does it not?
What was the question, Sunshine?
How does the flat Earth fit into the universe?
Into the universe? You mean the cosmology of heliocentric model?
Cosmology.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not like a floating disk Earth in the solar system. The solar system, as we are told, does not exist.
Yeah.
True.
It's its own system. It's its own system. So all the stars and everything that we see, it's within the Earth's system.
So we're standing on the floor of the universe.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.